Jack's RPG podcast. I'm in Max. Pursuing the RPG hobby with reckless abandon.
And so with the mics, you have to give them different names in my group.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, and welcome to Gene X. This is our brand new first session ever. Cortex superheroes game using Cortex Prime, which is not even available yet.
So good.
So, because I backed Kickstarter,
gaming.
I got the draft copy of the book. So, we're going to rock this. I am Jib. I am your GM, and we have players. And I'm going to start over here.
Sweet. Hi, I'm Abria, and I'm playing Fiza Benyamina, the Alamancer.
Nice. I'm Mike, and I'm playing Simon Guthrie, who is a electric man, boogie woogie woogie.
All right.
There we go.
Simon Guthrie, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
Simon Guthrie 2.
Yeah, he's a
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
he's a police officer with electrical powers.
So
Sweet.
good.
Sweet.
I'm Jim, and I will be playing Edison Cornwall III, who is a Oxford professor who has discovered that he has gravity manipulation powers and stuff like that.
That's right.
And I'm Kimmy. I'm playing Colleen O'Connor. I'm going to attempt to be Irish. We'll see how that goes. I've been watching some YouTube videos about accents. So it will get better before the end of this season.
It's a good reason for you. Gives you an excuse to practice because our game is set in the UK.
Yes.
Yay!
So it should be fun.
So
And-
I will apologize to all of our UK listeners right now for everything we're going to screw up.
Yeah, don't drag us. We're gonna screw it up.
I mean,
Drag us, drag away.
It's
we
fine.
can we can take it.
Amazing.
So, because this is session 1, we talked about this a little bit during session 0. I wanted to talk about how the game itself thinks for a second. So you have things about your characters that are identified with die types. You have attributes and affiliations and values and powers and other things. And the way this works is you're going to describe what you want to do. And then we're going to assemble a dice pool based on however many of those things apply. And you're going to then roll those dice. And either I will roll dice against you, having assembled a dice pool of my own, or you'll be rolling against a static number.
Got it.
And if you're rolling a static number, I will tell you what that is before you roll. If you were rolling against another die roll, whether it's mine or somebody else's, the attacker rolls first and establishes what number the defender has to beat to defend that.
I like that.
Okay, that's the way the game works. There are some other little nuances about how the game thinks. We'll talk about those as we go. But everybody needs one of these. These are plot points.
Yay!
And a plot point allows you to do a number of things.
Those are really cool.
I like them.
I thought coins with a Roman theme would be
Yeah.
relevant,
Londinium.
potentially.
I have a very similar set that I used for a Weird Wars Savage Worlds game that I had based in British Rome.
Sweet.
Really, really
I
cool.
think I ran that same game. You can use a plot point to step up a die. So if you have a D4 in something and you want to roll a D6 for that thing instead, you spend a plot point.
Okay.
You can do that. You can spend a plot point to activate certain things in the game. We'll talk about those when they come up. You get plot points. I will give you plot points and buy dice from you when you roll ones.
Okay.
Okay? If you roll a 1, I will buy that dice from you and I get to add it to my dice pool. Not for that roll, but for a later roll.
Right.
What's the sassy name of that little pool?
It is the Doom pool.
I like it. So scabby.
So we're all new to this game. I've played it a couple of times, but we'll probably make some mistakes, but we'll figure it out as we go. It'll work. It'll be fine. As we said, our game is set in the UK. We are in London. And each of you is in kind of a different place. So what we're going to do, because there was a thing we were going to do as a pre-game kind of thing, but life being what it is, we didn't get those done. So we're going to do those now.
Yeah.
Okay? And Kimmy, are you at a point where I can start with you, or should I start with someone else?
Why don't you start with somebody else and then I can go?
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Edison. Some time ago, you were working late in the lab. I don't know if you were grading papers or what, but you were in the lab late. And there was a loud detonation from the lab next door.
Ooh.
Okay? I have a whole bunch of text for that, but I'm going to leave it right there, and I'm going to say, what are you going to do about that? You know that your lab assistant is working over there.
Okay. So, which was going to be my first question. Do I know if there were actual people working over there since this is late at night?
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I am going to rush over there, but I'm going to grab my cell phone. I'm going to call 911 right away.
Okay.
And alert that there seemed to be some kind of explosion at the university in this location. And I'm going to rush over there to see if there's anything I can
Excellent.
do.
Okay. So what was your graduate student working on that has now, run into problems?
Which is what's odd, because the graduate student was working on DNA coding. So basically what he was working on is he had a bunch of random DNA samples that he was actually converting into the readable charts that you see with the little bars.
Okay.
So he wasn't doing anything volatile, which is what...
That's
really
what
piques
you
my
thought.
interest. That's what I thought.
That's what you thought. In point of fact, however, your graduate student was bombarding this DNA sample with radiation
Okay.
in an effort to get it to separate so he could map it more accurately. He thought this would be a good idea. Turns out it might not have been. Because right now there is a large, rapidly growing blob of kind of a it's kind of shimmery, slimy, oozy, flesh-colored kind of combination of it's kind of the
Like a Kira-esque blob.
the
thing?
color. It's kind of the color of rotting meat. It kind of smells like rotting meat too.
Oh,
Lovely.
do not like.
I am going to vomit.
Okay.
I am a very simple human being, and something like that would probably get me to the point where I'd be feeling sick. So.
Okay.
But is it moving?
It is in fact moving. It's kind of and it's
It's fine.
Not into this.
You good? You like this? This is your favorite? This is your favorite thing?
it looks like it's trying to envelop your lab assistant
Okay.
at the moment. As of right now, your lab assistant and the two graduate students that are in the room, up to this point, they have no knowledge of you being an X.
Okay.
Okay? So that's just so you know. So what are you going to do?
Okay, so they're in the building or are they outside?
Oh, they're in the building.
They're in the building, and this thing's sort of crawling towards them.
Uh-huh.
Where am I relative to them that I see this?
I think that if this is the room, the blob is kind of over here in this corner. Your lab assistant is kind of on the ground, like right next to it. These two are huddled over in this corner, looking very panicked. And you have just come in a door right here.
Okay. I'm going to start yelling, "Get the hell out! Come to me!" And I'm basically trying to get them to come towards the door, and I'm going to create a small gravity well in between me and my lab assistants to try to drag him over here.
Okay.
I love how like reluctant you are. Like,
Yeah.
oh, here we go.
Okay,
Doesn't matter
so
if I
which
do
one of
that.
those two things do you want to do first?
I'm going to.
I'm going to tell you, if you take time to save them, the goop is going to expand.
Okay. Well, jinkies.
Also, if you use your powers to try to deal with the goop, which is an option, obviously, that it's possible that they will recognize what's happening.
Right. Now, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rush in there, and I'm going to grab my lab assistant.
Okay.
But I am going to basically use. I'm going to create a gravity well above him to basically lighten his weight, so I can pull him a lot easier.
Okay.
So basically, I'm going to drag him out and tell the other guys to run up behind me. And,
Okay.
But I'm going to try to basically very subtly use my powers to make what I'm doing a little bit easier because I'm a weedy and small, and probably
right.
should not be able to pull this bulk as easily.
Excellent. So, let's start. So, you're gonna use your powers,
Right.
So, you're obviously doing this solo.
Right.
So you're going to use your solo affiliation. I think this is a mental thing because you're using your power.
Okay. Sure.
Does that seem reasonable?
Sounds good.
And what is impelling you to do this from your
Duty.
values? Duty. Okay. Seems reasonable to me.
These are people doing work for me. I owe them a certain responsibility.
Sure. And you're using your gravity power
Right.
for this. So
Yes.
add that die in too.
And I think there is no up or down will be the one that actually applies to that. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm manipulating the weight. So
Right,
So what everybody knows is I'm solo, so that's a D10. I'm using my duty, which is a D6. It's mental, which is another D10, and there is no up or down. My power is a D8.
Okay, so let's talk about what each of those things is, real quick. There are 3 attributes in the game:
Right.
physical, social, and mental. And everything you're going to do is going to derive from one of those 3 things. Those are your attributes. You have affiliations, which are you're acting on your own, which is solo. You're acting with one person, which is buddy, or you're acting with a group of people, which is you're acting as a team.
Right.
Then we have 6 values. And would you tell us what they are?
They are duty, glory, justice, love, power, and truth.
And whichever one of those applies is going to impact the dice. And then you have a power, which is
There is no up or down.
no up or down. And so what you've done is and this is for the benefit of our listeners.
Right.
You've assembled a dice pool, and you're going to roll those and take the best 2, and you need an 11.
Okay.
You got
He
it.
did it.
8
And no ones.
and 2. Oh,
8 and 5.
8 and 5, so that's 13.
So that's a 13, and you have no ones. So you are able to do that, and in the panic and whatnot, they listen to the people over in the corner listen to you, and they run out as you're pulling him out, and you're able to pull him away from the thing just as it goes whoop, to try to grab hold of him. You're able to pull him out of harm's way and get him out to the door. Now, all of that worked beautifully. The thing is now 50% bigger than it was a minute ago.
Okay. So the biomass is growing.
The biomass is growing, and it is moving.
Okay. Is there? I take it that my lab assistant is unconscious completely.
Yes,
Okay. Are the other 2 around?
they are.
It's like, what happened? What is this thing? What's going on?
Oh, we don't know. Kyle was separating the DNA samples you wanted, and said something about bombarding it with radiation so he could map it.
Okay. Is bombarding it with radiation? What kind? You fool! You stupid fool! How could you do this? Okay, so I'm gonna say, grab him, get him to safety. I'm gonna wait for the authorities to show up and stay out of this thing's way.
Okay.
And I'm going to start pulling out my phone, and I'm actually going to take film
Okay.
of it. I was going, and I said, just go, go, go.
Since you are the only organic material in the area, it is now moving towards you.
Okay. All right, when I am reasonably sure that my students are
They have
no
fled the
longer
scene.
in
They have fled the
shot,
scene.
I am going to try to keep the creature at bay by trying to basically just put a singularity like right in the middle of it. Just try to suck it in, try to compact it down.
Okay. Okay, cool. It's going to resist you,
Yeah,
obviously.
I figured.
So, again, you're acting solo.
Right.
Basically, everything you do in this particular scene is going to be solo because it's a solo scene. You're using your power, so it's mental. Again, what's compelling you to do this?
Let's see. There's no value for panic, but I'm going to say duty again, just because apparently something that has to do with my experiments caused this, so it's my responsibility to bring it back to what it was.
Okay. All right. And you're using your
My gravity lens.
your gravity lens power.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm going to borrow another D10 from you, if I can, please.
What? How dare you touch?
You monster.
I am.
Mike finally got his own dice, so he's super proud.
I am
Hey.
very
I
excited.
said, Mike.
Okay.
finally
Again,
got
you're
his
going
own
to take the
dice.
best two.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a
Oh, and look.
sucky roll.
No, it's
That's a
that's 10. That's
10 and
10
5.
and 8.
10 and 8. Oh, I thought that
My dice, I got those hot dice.
You do.
You do have those.
Okay.
So I got an 18.
You have an 18. Okay. Let's see how it does. Ooh. It's 9.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
It is a 13. And I rolled a 12
Oh.
on one of the dice. So, what does that look like when you create a singularity inside the thing, and what happens?
So basically, what ends up happening is the entire semi-fluid mass would attempt to try to bring itself closer to the gravity. So it basically just form a sphere. I would think. So it's basically a big blobby sphere in the middle of where it was, and I'm trying to lift it off the ground so it doesn't have any purchase.
Okay.
Try to move.
I think that works. I think that worked beautifully. So you have the thing, it's into a giant kind of goopy sphere of rotting meat looking, smelling, stuff.
Right.
Um,
At this point, I am trying to look for the source of this radiation to see if I can investigate if that's what's powering this thing, or if there's some way that I can interrupt.
He used the electron microscope and promised me. Believe me when I tell you, I know an electron microscope doesn't really do this. It works for our game. And somehow he hotwired the electron microscope to bombard this sample with radiation.
Okay.
But when the thing kind of exploded into being, it pretty much destroyed this, multi-$100,000 electron microscope.
Right. Yeah. The university's going to have my head for this. Okay. So right now, all I've done is sort of stopgap this entire thing. I'm basically just trying to fumble around to see if I could somehow scientifically suss out what happened. So what type of radiation was it? Is there any type of evidence or anything that I could go through that is still functional?
Okay. One of my precepts as a GM is we only roll dice when we disagree about the outcome. And since we don't disagree about the outcome of this, there's no point in rolling dice.
Nice.
You, in the remains of the damaged electron microscope, you can see the settings, and you can get the settings off of the computer screen, so you know what kind of radiation it was using, He was using. You have no idea why he would do that, because it would be very dangerous just to have something that emitted that kind of radiation.
Right.
Although, one of the things that possibly leaps out in your mind when this happens is that you read a paper that was released by Department X stating that this particular kind of radiation, there was research that indicated that it was effective in neutralizing the X gene.
Oh. Okay. So now we know which direction his research is going.
Mm.
So at this point, I'm looking at my character sheet, and I am seeing that I have a distinction called endless curiosity.
Yes, you do.
And this is a very curious thing. So at this point, I'm very tempted to try to hide it somewhere so I can study it further instead of trying to deal with it directly,
Okay.
because it seems fascinating to me.
Okay.
So what I am going to attempt to do is I am going to lift it up in the air
Uh-huh.
and just sort of hide it behind something like a billboard or something. I'm going to try to keep it around and see if I can figure out a way to create a containment unit for it.
Would you like to spend a plot point to have something you could do that with? Have something that you could create a containment unit with.
Yes,
Okay.
I will spend that plot point.
Okay. You now have you can add this as a brain word failing asset. Thank you. You can add this as an asset biomass containment unit.
Cool.
Nice.
And it is you have it as a D6 asset.
Sounds cool. All right. So I'm going to try to put this thing into that containment unit and squirrel it away.
You have it wrapped up around a singularity that you are in control of, and you rolled an 18 on your on your roll to. So I would say you have control of the singularity, and you are able to deposit the thing inside the containment unit, and because you spent a plot point for it, it will contain the biomass.
Okay.
It will not be able to expand. Letting it out of this thing would be bad.
Right. Because I'm figuring what I have is there's some kind of field that inhibits its
Sure.
properties.
That works for me.
But okay, so that's what I do, and I basically hide it away, and when they question me about it, I'm gonna act like they don't know what they're talking about.
Well, as it happens,
I know.
campus security is arriving even as we speak.
Yeah.
And you can hear fire trucks pulling up outside with typically British sirens, which don't sound anything like American sirens. Exactly.
See, people in Europe, we know some things.
We know
We
about
watched a
Europe.
couple.
We
of Born
watch
Identity
British
movies.
television.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah, that's it.
We watch British television.
We do.
Right, we do actually. I've had since I was a kid. I'm quite an
Yeah.
Anglophile. To be honest.
So, security's there. So, Professor, what happened?
I'm not sure what happened, but there's radiation involved. We need to get hazmat teams out. From what my lab assistants tell me, there was an application of radiation to some tissue that caused an explosion.
Okay. I think we're going to need to persuade them to follow this course of action.
Great.
So, again,
I'm going to say it's social, right?
You're acting it's a social. You're acting solo. And I'm curious what value is leading you to do this.
Power, I would think.
Power?
Because
That makes sense.
It's me being greedy and wanting to research something that I probably
That makes sense to me. Okay. So make that happen.
All right. So
And
okay, I'm in. Re-roll the d8 because I'm having my roll. So that's an 8 and an 8, so that's 16. I get another 2. So 16.
all right. Well, I have 13. So he's like, oh, right, Professor. Well, let's get everybody out of the building, and then we'll get teams in here to mop everything up.
And says, I will remain to supervise to make sure that everything is done correctly. This is quite a dangerous situation, and I personally feel responsible.
Excellent. Because you put yourself at risk by trying to keep this thing instead of destroying it, and you played your distinction. You get a
Awesome.
plot point for that.
Nice.
Cool.
Huzzah!
You get a plot point for that. So that happened. That was the thing. That's going to be in the news, by the way.
All right, great.
That's going to be in the news. So, Pfizer.
Sweet.
So, this probably happened some time ago. Not today, but some time ago. You're in the bank. Just, I don't know, you're in the bank, doing business, doing your, banking.
Yeah. Something checks. I don't know. I'm gonna go to the bank.
Obviously depositing money.
Cool.
Obviously depositing money.
Obviously.
Obviously depositing money.
Just so much.
You're depositing your own money. You didn't send your assistant. God,
I know. It was her dad's birthday or whatever. I don't know. Some bullshit.
so
excuse.
inconsiderate.
Gross.
However, while you were in the bank, some rather nasty-looking fellows ran into the bank, armed, which is London.
Yeah.
Armed is not.
Bold choice. Yeah.
It's a bold choice. It's a bold move. At least that's my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong. But they took everyone in the bank hostage. Okay, and they have what are pretty obviously explosive devices with these rather nasty-looking shards of metal
Oh no.
that,
Whatever will I do?
I know.
Yeah.
However will you cope? And the police arrive, and they've cordoned everything off outside, so we now have a hostage kind of situation going on. And from the sound of things, these nasty fellows are not particularly in the mood for negotiation. Don't know what they want. They haven't said. But, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that?
Yeah.
Again, there are a lot of people around.
I think if this was anything if this was any of the banking programs that Pfizer's firm had dealings with, she would probably be concerned about the money they're trying to get away with. But I guess let's save the humans. That seems dangerous for them. So let's save some peeps.
Okay. So how are you going to do that?
Yeah, I have my little dice pool little thing on here. I would like to opening volley. Pfizer's favorite pair of earrings happen to be they're just steel, but they're a long spike. So at some point when they're on the ground, huddled, she pulls the spike out, lines it up towards, I don't know, whoever is being who was the mean one that tried to push me and touched me with their peasant hands? Him though.
Hey, the leader.
Yeah, and she's gonna use her Alamancy push to try to push the spike through his throat.
Okay.
Just
All right.
touch me. I don't like being touched.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Cool.
Yes, I will keep that in mind. All right. So let's put together a dice pool. So you're acting solo.
Yas.
You're using your power, so this is mental.
Okay. Is it not physical? No. Alright.
In your case, no, this is not physical.
Lame. All right.
Well, because you're using a power to project
That's fair.
this thing.
There we go. That's what
I mean, you can try to convince me otherwise.
no, we'll do some physical stuff later with the bomb.
Okay. What value is compelling you to do this?
I feel like I'm trying to make a case for either duty or power, and I feel like I want to make a case for power because she really could just pretend to be a hostage and let it happen, but she's being sassy and no, I'm gonna stop this thing because you interrupted my day.
Because you can.
Yeah, I have meetings and fuck you a little bit, and I haven't murdered anyone with a spike before that I remember. So let's do that.
At least not this week.
Yeah, so let's just see. I just wonder if I can kill someone with an earring.
Okay.
That will make me
power.
like my earrings more.
Definitely power.
So,
And your power that you're using.
Alamancy.
Which is your
Which is my
Alamancy.
D10.
Okay. And I think he is going to he is also acting. He's acting in a team because he has a team.
Can I downgrade my mental die to a D4 for an extra plot point?
You bet.
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah.
Downgrade.
Yeah, you can. And he's pretty physical. And he is doing this for power.
Also power.
So go ahead.
Do I roll first?
You roll first. You're attacking.
Okay. Please be good dice. Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
16
That's
there.
an 8 and an 8 is a 16.
Okay. Any ones in there? Do I see a one
Oh,
in there?
that is a 1.
I will buy that one for
Here you
the
go.
D4 from you. Actually, no, you keep it. I
Okay.
just I
He's
add
got
one.
his own.
I'm going to add do
Cool.
that.
Sweet. Forgot there was a maybe don't downgrade the die. Oh, I forgot. I was like, this is gonna be fun. Oh, no.
So you have a 16.
Cool.
He does not.
Sweet.
So yeah. Just like, so what does it look like?
I think she spends a lot of time on the ground, like lining it up, because like it's not like a full control where she can like make it zoom and zip in the air. So she's like kind of doing some weird math, and then she's like, "Fuck it, it'll be fine," and then just goes, bang, like and like whispers it, and like the person next to her is like, "What?" And it just like sails, and I want it to like upward trajectory like through his carotid up and out.
Huh. Okay.
I want it to be messy, please.
It's messy.
Perfect.
Blood splatters
Yay.
everywhere, and he has this very confused look on his face for a minute. It's just like, and then he just kind of crumples to the ground.
Perfect.
Blood
Oh, that's very good.
out of. That's going to cause his guys to freak out. We'll deal with that in just a minute. But the person next to you saw this happen. I mean, it was like, and then you went bang, and they're like, and then you see the guy's neck explode.
Yeah.
So it's pretty obvious what happened
Yeah.
here and how you did it. So we'll deal with that. So that's going to be a thing.
Yep.
Okay?
Perfect.
Okay. So the guys are going to freak out because they think a sniper from outside the building has shot their leader guy.
Yeah.
And there's chaos. One of them is running. The leader guy had a detonator
Oh, cool.
on his, and one of the other guys is now right this second running to grab it.
Okay.
It wasn't like it.
Wasn't a dead man switch?
He didn't.
Oh, God.
It is a dead man switch, but he hadn't
Primed it.
primed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but there's a guy running for it right now.
Sweet.
do
I
you
would like
think
to push it. Is it made of metal?
Yeah, of course it is.
Sweet.
It at least has metal in it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, then let's pull it. Hope there's no one between me and it. And then she just like stands up. Like she's gonna stand up at this point and be like, "Yeah, it's me. It's fine." And then I want her to pull the detonator toward her. While is the guy that's running for it holding a gun?
Yes.
Is that gun made of plastic?
No.
Didn't think so. Let's do pull with the left hand, push with the right hand. And I want to push the gun. So he's like, either push the gun away, or if he's like holding it really tightly, it like knocks him off his trajectory and pull the detonator towards me.
Okay. Okay, we're going to need some dice for this.
Yeah.
So, again, I think, because when you're using your elemency power, I think it's mental.
Yeah.
So, mental,
Okay.
solo,
Yep.
because you are acting alone.
Yep.
And I what power is it? What value is this? I still think it's power.
I think it's still power because she's having a very good time.
She's enjoying this a whole lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to mention the distinction, like the too much to lose, that like she should be more subtle about this, but is making a scene.
Okay.
She's dumb.
Sure.
then also
I will allow you to bring in an extra die with the distinct, because and it's a D8
Okay.
for the
I
distinction.
don't know what that means. Do I roll with it and it's a bad thing?
No, in this case, you're using it to your advantage.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay. And you have your D10 for your power.
Yeah. D10 for
Excellent.
accuracy. Might have to use iron. No. Can I also use my technical fabric because I need a little bit like pushing a dude that probably weighs more than me will do the like mass pushes back problem. So I want to try to like use the grounding for like having a little bit of extra metal to like not slide backwards as I push a dude with my power.
Sure. Yeah, that's a D10 asset.
Sweet.
I will allow that.
Giant pile.
This has a huge pile of dice.
Yeah.
That's not a D10.
So he is acting. He's a team. He's still a team, and he is physical because he's trying to beat you to it. And he is. I'm going to go with power for him as well, and I'm going to give him a D6 from the Doom Pool.
Okay, sweet. Where did he get that from? Weird.
Whoops.
Okay. And what did you get?
Oh, I didn't roll.
Okay.
Did I roll first?
You roll first. You're the
So many
attacker.
dice. One of those is
So
gonna be
many
one.
dice. I want to. No, stop. No, I want to spend a plot point to make one of them better. Can I make a D12 or no?
Yeah.
Cool. Take this. And then you become a D12. Hooray. Okay. Please roll good.
The 12 rolls 1.
It's gonna roll like a.
Oh, no, it's
Oh, I did a good thing.
That is
Hooray.
awesome.
And I needed it. Thank God.
That's a 10.
All right, so a 10 and a 6.
Yeah.
Cool.
Those dice are lovely, but they're
16.
so hard to read.
So a 16. So you have a 16.
Yeah.
16.
16 would be it.
You should put crayon in them.
I should, but I bought them so they're inscrutable.
Oh, okay.
Like, because I'm dumb and terrible.
Best he can do is an 11. So you are able to simultaneously snatch the detonator and pull it to you and spin him around. So he's not very confused
Sweet.
as well. And you have the detonator in hand.
Cool.
Having stood up to do this, everybody sees what
Yeah,
happens.
that's fair.
Everybody can, all of the hostages can see this.
Boys up in corporate are going to be talking about this around the water cooler for weeks.
You could just kill everyone.
I kind of want to.
No.
So there's a safe
Thanks, Mike.
behind the wall. I'm sure, like a giant vault door.
Yeah.
There's a big metal thing that like I can feel kind of behind me.
Yeah?
I want to like try to move between the two, like interpose myself between like the vault door and where the bomb is, and then detonate it and push all the shrapnel into the bad guys. That feels like a thing I could do.
You are bloodthirsty, man.
Yeah, a little bit. I just don't like people messing with my day.
Dang.
Also, this is like super in the past, and she's like never really gotten to like let her powers off the leash. So she's like, I wonder how much of this I can do.
Okay.
So she's gonna try that.
Okay.
There are going to be some police officers very upset with you.
No, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay,
Just
so-
a particularly cute ginger. We'll just let this all slide.
So again, you're mental,
Some mental.
solo.
You are mental.
Yeah,
I
worry.
am. This is fun.
You're totally
Cool,
mental.
It is power. It's never not power.
You're all about the power.
Y'all. It's very good. You should be concerned. Okay, so Alamancy, but I also need to use my Iron Constitution if I'm going to brace myself and not get a bunch of body damage.
Okay.
Is that a thing I can justify?
You
or
mean
no?
the your asset? or
No, my power.
Your
I want
power?
to use both. Can I use
Okay.
two sets of powers or just one?
just one?
Okay, then yeah, Alamancy.
Okay.
All right, and then let's use the asset.
Okay. You get to use it once in a game for free,
Okay.
and after that, it costs you a plot point in perception.
Ooh, interesting.
Do you want to spend a plot point to use it? Get an extra.
Let's see. Sure. Let's use it.
All right.
Oh, that seems fine.
Okay. In this case, you have a static number, which is an 11.
Okay, cool. I feel fine about that. Then let's do the thing again. Can I downgrade my D8 to a D4 for a plot point? Cool, but then you kind of spend it to
Actually, you
turn...
downgraded it from an 8 to a 4
Yeah. Oh, is it 2?
It's per
per
step.
die type.
Oh, okay, cool. But then can I spend one of those to, like, turn one of these into a D12? One of the 10s into a 12?
Sure.
Cool.
I will allow,
Just take
allow
the
that.
one.
Can you downgrade a D4 to a nothing?
No.
Okay. It's like just take that D4 out of there.
Abria's doing like as much math and like business stuff as her character would do.
Exactly.
She's just like
She's thought of the math of
yeah.
this.
Nice.
I get his character.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to plot out my die roll with this spreadsheet.
One.
Oh my god, I rolled a 1.
Is that,
That's
Two
another
ones.
one, yeah.
Is that another 1?
that's a 1, yeah.
That's
Oh,
two
cool.
ones.
Well, take those, but I got a 9 and a 7 is a 16.
So those
Yikes!
are a 10 and a 12.
Yep.
Betrayal.
Oh no, the 12.
Yeah.
I was gonna roll
Have
a one at
fun.
some point.
Okay.
Cool, thanks. Just take these.
What are you doing?
Making bad life choices.
But you got a 13, right?
I got a 16.
You got a
It's a
16.
9 and a 7.
Cool. So you set the thing off, and before anybody else can react, you are able to funnel it into the bank vault. What does it look like when that happens?
I don't want to funnel it into the bank vault. I want to funnel it into the bad guys.
Oh, into the bad guys. Sorry, I
Yeah,
misunderstood.
I'm bracing against the bank vault.
Into
Yeah,
their meat flesh.
Yeah, into their bodies. Because I'm trying to deal with the mass pushes back problem of Alamancy, that an explosion would throw me in a direction, so I want to brace myself against something to push it.
Sure,
in
I
the
got
other
you.
way.
I understand. I
I
understand.
really have sat down and I'm how do these powers work?
I understand.
Okay, cool.
I understand. And you are able to blast them with the shrapnel from the explosives, and because you got 5 over what you needed, you are able to do so with precision,
Cool.
and there are no bystanders
Nice.
struck by any shrapnel. It's
Can I blow out the glass in the front too? I just want to make a scene.
sure.
I want this to not be the clean thing that she's don't show anyone your.
Oh, there's nothing clean about what just happened to those guys. There is nothing at all clean about that.
Okay, cool.
It's like it's
8-year-old is covered in gore.
it's you just they went from being walking, talking people to being hamburger.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have so much paperwork.
It's
Darn.
and it is
FRM, man.
it is
FRM.
a red goopy mess
Jesus.
Yay!
over there.
My God.
Made a mess.
The 8-year-old who was in the bank with her mother is now scarred for life.
Yeah,
She's
that's
going to
fair.
need therapy.
That's fair. I don't care. Children are gross. Ugh. You should not bring your children outside. That's on you, Mom. That's not my problem.
Actually, there is some of him on her too.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sweet. And then she just turns and into the vault and goes. But Kai's kind of smirking, don't tell, but oh well.
Okay,
This is fun.
so that's going to be a thing.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
going to
It's gonna have implications
gonna
for
have
our
implications.
relationship.
A little bit. But I also wanted something that was this happened a while ago, so how do people know that FISA is
Right.
a
well
Xer?
because that's going to
And
be
that's
in the
why you
news.
can start talking
Because it's
about
going to be in the
it.
news.
Yeah, that's fine.
The question I have though, and I haven't decided yet, is whether the hostages are going to talk.
I'm fine with the hostages talking, but I definitely think FISA, through her firm, buys the CCTV footage so no one can ever see it, and it's just a word of mouth thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Plot point.
Sweet. That's fine.
Is this yours or mine?
That's yours.
Oh, okay. You've got another one over here. Okay. I'm prepared.
Oh, see, I was like, how can I get out of this
Okay.
sticky pickle
It's a bit of a
With
sticky wicket.
money! Yay,
with
money!
dollars? Obviously.
Pounds.
Oh
Pounds.
shit. So sorry.
All right, Simon.
I borked it.
So, some time ago, not sure how long, sometime between when you last saw Colleen and today, somewhere in that time frame, you were on the street and came upon 2 groups of teenagers, of youths, and they were only slightly less obnoxious than children. I jest. But
You raised 50 kids, so you really you're able to make fun of cabin kids.
Yeah, you pay your dues. You've
Yeah.
earned it.
That's fair.
but there's conflict because one group is anti-X, and they're being very vocal about that, and one group is very pro-X. There are no obvious X's present. I mean, there's not anybody who doesn't look human,
That was my first question.
and most X's that can't pass for human don't really go out in public all that much.
Okay. Makes sense.
We're at that stage where the what is colloquially referred to as the X question is very much heating up at this point. There's a lot of debate in social media, in political circles, in the news, about arguing both sides of this equation. There are some people who believe that X's should be registered and monitored, much the same way that we register and monitor sex offenders. And there are people who are like, they're people, they're our neighbors, they live right alongside us. So, and there's a great deal of fear among the human populace. And so this topic is heating up. There have been things that have happened. There's been open conflict. There have been demonstrations. There have been protests. And you come upon one of these conflicts, and it's a group of, all told, there's probably 12 or 15.
Okay. And I assume it's not a reasoned debate. It's more of a shouting.
It's more of a shouting match. They have not gotten to the point of violence.
Am I? So is this? Would this be like I'm fresh into just out of the academy type of police officer? Or have I?
You tell me.
I'd like to say yeah. I think this is like very very early on.
Are you in uniform?
No.
Okay.
You're a fresh boy.
This is walking home from work, coming across this. I think, but I still have like my badge on me.
Sure.
So, are there like clear leaders of these groups? I don't
think it's hard. I don't think it's difficult to spot who the alphas of each pack are.
Yeah, I would assume they're kind of going to be like in the front in each other's faces.
Yeah, they're in each other's faces. They're yelling at each other. And they're what amount to racial slurs.
Okay. So I think what I will do is step in and position myself between the two leaders and say, "Hey, why don't you?" Accent. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Don't worry about accents.
I forgot about
I
that.
want to add that special
That little something, something.
spicy flavor.
Right.
How you get?
We like your spice, Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to turn my mic off. I'm going to repeat that because I thought it was we like your spice, Mike.
Yeah.
Because mine is on, right?
Yes.
Why don't you all cool off and go home and not worry about all this right now? And I reach in my pocket and show my badge.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of get up in between them, push them apart,
Sure.
pull out the badge and say, why don't you head home and cool off for a bit?
Okay. Let's put together a dice pool. You're acting solo.
Yep.
This is going to be social.
Yep.
What value is driving you to do this?
I think this is a duty thing. It's like I see the streets about to explode into violence, and it's my job to
Sure.
to
I buy that.
protect
I buy that.
people.
You're not using a power.
No.
Is there anything else you're going to bring into this equation?
I'm not using any powers because we have anti-X people here, and I don't want to like get them even more riled up than they are already.
Sure.
So for now,
Not use your power.
I'm keeping it cool.
I don't know how that works.
Um,
Although nobody can see my power, so
That's
kinda
true.
cool.
so I'm gonna have to borrow a D4 because
Go for it.
these are all my bad.
Fair is fair.
These are all my very bad stats. Social and solo.
Remember,
Ooh.
you can spend one of those plot points to step
can.
those things up
Yeah,
one
you wanna
die.
make a good boy?
But only to a 6. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Right on. I like your guts, man. Let's do it.
Look, this is a situation where
I
I am
like
a little
it.
bit in over my head, and I think this reflects that.
I'm okay with that.
Buddy.
That is
that's
a
a great.
11.
Sweet.
That was a good boy.
Dang.
Yeah.
Good job.
Talk about.
Well, they're not even close to that.
Okay. Yeah, they're a bunch of teens. What do they know?
They're Utes. They're Utes.
Hello, fellow
They
youths.
cannot stand up against your obvious authority.
They will respect your authority. They're gonna back down. Like, all right, man. You know, I don't want to rough with the cops. So and they're gonna back down. They're gonna growl at each other a little bit as they back away. You know, they're still like looking at each other, giving the side eye and whatnot. But they are gonna back down from that, and they're gonna go their separate ways for the time being anyway. What happens later? Who knows? We'll find out. The leader of the anti-X group turns and barks at there was a girl that now you notice is kind of standing on the side with the anti-Xers, but she's kind of off separate from them. Like she's there, but she doesn't really want to be, kind of thing. But he barks at her. He says, "Sophie, come on, we're going home right now. Get a move on." And he's going to pretty much like almost physically drag her away.
Okay. I'm not. That's not going to do anything about that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I notice it, but there's not any laws being broken here that I can see.
Right.
It's just someone being shitty.
Right.
And also,
But I will say that this where this is going on is both inside the area where you live and your beat area
okay.
when you're on the job.
Okay. Good to know. I am very excited about diffusing the situation. I do shout out to the kids and stay off drugs. And
He is precious.
that's all I do.
Make him build a dice
It's like a
pool
G.I. Joe moment at the end.
keep kids off drugs.
stay off drugs, you kids.
Okay. All right.
Going more New Zealand than that. For some reason. I watched like a 10-minute video of Korg scenes from
Yes.
Thor today, so that voice is in my head.
Nice.
Got it. Excellent. I like it.
All right.
So, Colleen,
Yeah.
you are again. This is some time ago.
Yep.
Sometime between the last time you saw Simon and today.
Yeah.
When it's up to you.
Okay.
You were. Something has just woken you up. You were sound asleep.
Okay.
Something has just woken you up, and you smell smoke.
Oh dear. Okay. I'm gonna sit up and go, like, looking around my apartment, my flat. I'm sorry, that's the thing.
Hey.
There you go. My
Nice.
flat. And see, like, is anything on fire? Is it anything burning?
You don't see any signs of fire in your flat.
Okay.
However, through the window, you see the glow from fire
Okay.
outside.
Outside. Okay. I'm gonna go look and see what's burning.
The building across the street.
Oh, okay.
It's a 5-story flat building, and you see the fire starting. It's apparently started down on the first floor,
Okay.
um,
Oh, okay.
and it's now spreading up. And you see people gathering on the street. They're shouting and whatnot. But more importantly, you hear screams coming from inside the building.
So the fear is like what woke me
And
up.
yeah, possibly.
Okay.
Cool.
But at the same time, from your perspective, you can kind of see down the alley, and you see a van down there, and you see a 3 or 4 figures, and they are loading petrol cans into the van.
Okay.
So, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try and, like, remember what I can about the van, like what color it is or whatever, if I can see it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna head down so I can go across the street.
Okay. You can do that.
Okay. Because I am not super in any way other than my emotions. So yeah, I'm going to, I guess on my cell, I'm going to call, I don't know what they call it.
999,
999.
actually.
Okay, there we go.
It's
I'm like,
nine-
I'm glad someone looked it up. I didn't even think
Actually,
about
no, I
that.
know that from watching British television.
there you go.
Yep. IT crowd.
Near the 999 872.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good.
that was on
I love
Sherlock.
Moss so much.
We're gonna get dragged so hard.
That was IT crowd. I do know.
Yeah.
that.
Dragged for Phil.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it'll be
Bring
fine.
it.
Yeah, we deserve it.
Yeah. Back.
So I'm gonna go 999 on my way down, and like report the fire.
Okay.
And like how bad is the fire? Like when I get down and across the street.
It's spreading.
Okay.
Right now, someone could go in the building and make it back out.
Okay. Then I will go in.
If you wait, for the fire department to get here, that might not be the case.
Okay. I'm gonna go in then.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go and like start banging on doors to like make sure everyone is awake and that they're helping leave the building. I'm gonna try to use my power to kind of spread like calm so people can like use their heads and like think about it without panicking and doing dumb stuff. Like, and I'm also gonna lace it with a little tiny flavor of listen to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. I like it. So you're running through the building,
Yeah.
knocking on doors, trying to get people's attention, trying to use your powers to calm them down and get
Yeah.
them focused and moving out of the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I have to use a different role for this though. If there's apartments where flats that I like knock on and it seems like nobody's home or they're asleep, I'm gonna shoot like just to make sure that there's nobody asleep. I'm gonna shoot like a little jolt of like panic,
Nice.
to like wake people up. Like, oh god! Like they sit up, like bolt upright, and then it's like there's a fire.
Okay. Let's do this as two different
Okay.
things.
I like that.
So let's do the rousing people first.
Okay.
So you're acting solo,
Okay. Oh.
and this is mental because you're using your power.
Okay. Good.
What value is impelling you to do this?
I think like duty. Like
Okay.
it's my job to help
Sure.
these people. I need a D8. Can someone give me another D8? Thank you.
And you're using your power.
And I'm using so charm their pants off, I guess. Is that like I have charm your pants off, what do you desire, and then the emotion bomb.
I think this is an emotion bomb.
Okay. That's a better dice, so. Alright.
Okay, and you need an 11.
Okay. Oh.
Ooh.
6, 7, 8,
That's
9,
10.
10.
And the top two are a
Both
10.
1. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
and I
no.
see 2 1s,
That's
Yeah.
a 7.
and I'll buy those.
Okay.
Don't sell them.
Am I allowed to say no? Oh, okay. I was very excited. I was like, I don't. Oh. Yeah.
I want
But more importantly, sadly, you only got a 10.
Yeah, I only got a 10.
Okay, so I'll come back to. You're able to get rouse some people,
Okay.
but there's going to be a thing which we're going to talk about in a minute. Okay, we'll
It's
get
not
to that.
good when I mess up on panicking people in a fire in a burning building.
Yep.
All right.
So now we're going to try to get
situation.
people.
Yeah.
Now we're going to try
Worry
to
about it.
get
You got
people
this.
out.
Okay.
So we're going to build another dice pool.
Okay.
Again, you're acting solo,
Okay.
and this is mental.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you.
and I still think you're working from a duty standpoint. And you're trying to get people to do something. So I think this is the charm your pants off
Okay.
move.
So this is the 8. Oh, another 8. Damn it.
I do not have another 8.
I have an 8. Here you go.
Okay, thanks. I'm going to get more out. Just a second.
And again, you need an 11.
All right.
You
that's
got
definitely
it.
gonna
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're 15
much
that
better.
time.
Yes. Yeah. So 15.
Say.
Yeah. Good job, roll boy. I'm proud
No,
of
wait,
you.
not 15.
13.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're right.
Oh, so it doesn't is
I
Exciting,
didn't
not
see
a
the
1.
8 either. I thought that was a 6.
Okay,
So
excellent.
a 7 and an 8.
So you have a 15. So that's awesome. You
at
you are able to get everybody who you were able to get roused. You were able to get out of the building.
Okay.
Okay. However,
Oh, dear. Some of them are.
on the very top floor
Uh-huh.
in the back,
Uh-huh.
there's this one flat that nobody answers when you knock, and when you set off your panic bomb to wake them up, you are very aware that there's someone there, but your panic bomb doesn't get through to them.
Oh, okay.
it's not like they're actively blocking it.
Yeah.
It's like there's a heavy cloud, just like a heavy blanket over everything.
Interesting.
It's the kind of thing you would feel if you were trying to touch someone's mind who was heavily drugged.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. I know what that is. All right.
Yeah, me every Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, careful. Let's see. I'm going to.
I would guess. I think you also have the perception in this moment that this is a frail old lady.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes it more important.
That drinks heavily.
Yeah. Right.
Those needle drugs.
All right. Well, I'm going to do the thing I'm
took my
really
heroin
super
thing.
bad at, and I'm going to try and like kick down the door. Then
Okay. So again,
I am 100% not made for that.
solo.
Uh-huh.
This is physical.
Yep.
I think you're still being driven by duty.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if you feel like there's something else
No, I feel like that's
Make your
applicable.
that's driving you.
Duty
Yeah.
or love? What do you mean?
That one's pretty high. So
And you're not using a power.
Nope.
So
Can I spend my
are
thing?
any of your distinctions?
Chip on my shoulder, maybe. I don't like losing. I don't like not. It's kind of a straight stretch, isn't it?
You can spend a plot point to upgrade one of those
Definitely
dice.
going to do that. I'm going to upgrade one of the 4s to a 6.
Okay. All right. And again, you need an 11.
Okay.
Make it happen. You can do it.
Yeah.
I did. Oh wow.
Nailed it.
Excellent.
Good. 13.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay. So you're able to kick the door open,
Amazing. Okay.
and because I just don't see any point getting bogged down in minutia. Once you have the door open, you're able to grab her and physically, carry her or whatever,
Yeah.
that is. What does that look like?
I'm super small and petite, so I probably can't carry her. But I feel like I go wake her up, and then I'm like helping her, like leaning on me if she's not able to walk.
She's tiny and frail.
Okay. All right. Good. We're like together. Does she have like a wheelchair or something?
Sure.
Oh, then I probably shouldn't get in the lift. Never mind. So yeah, it's gonna be more of like her leaning on my shoulder type thing.
But you are able. She's coughing, from the smoke and whatnot. You're coughing from the smoke and whatnot. But you are able to get her out.
Okay.
And you are able to get everyone safely out of the building.
Okay. Excellent.
And we're going to come back to one little thing in just a minute
Okay.
about that. But you are able to get everyone out of the building, and the bystanders, the people, standing around, see you helping her out of the building,
Okay.
and see that as a very heroic thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is anyone taking cell phone videos of this?
Yeah. So all of these things are going to were in the news. Mysteriously though, there was no CCTV footage of the events that wound up the bank hostage situation.
Weird.
Weird.
Apparently, that CCTV data was just deleted somehow. Nobody knows. Nobody can really explain what happened with that.
So weird.
And
I never got my earring back.
but there were rumors. I mean, they talked to hostages and whatnot who said that they didn't know your name, but that they described you, and that you're the one who neutralized the
And then there was this one
the
bird
robbers.
in the bank, right? And she was hot as fuck. And then she just did this thing, and everything just blew up. And then she just walked away, smiling, kind of sinister.
I'd just like to point out I am definitely involved with this case.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so. Because I think that there were many statements that had to be taken from hostages and whatnot, and I think you were there when this happened. So you were somehow, like I said, you were there, and though from a great distance, witnessed this, didn't see details. But you did talk to hostages afterwards, so you kind of got the skinny on that. So at some point, I think we need to do that role play thing.
Yeah.
Where you're talking to her. So I'd like to see that happen.
Okay.
Oh, me.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
You want to come to me or you want me to come to you?
I don't know what the powers of arresting are here. I don't.
certainly
Let's see. Well, I'm wondering how I had tracked you down. Is it just through description?
It's just this is like right then outside the bank.
Oh, I'm talking interviewing people involved.
Uh-huh.
Has anyone pointed at?
Yep.
I just
Oh, yeah.
turn and I'm like, what part of do you not understand? What the fuck is my voice?
I know, right?
No, it's Atia.
So what? So I'm gonna be playing this kind of cool here, then not letting on that other people have talked about you.
Sweet, perfect.
So can you tell me what happened in the bank here just now?
A bunch of robbers came in. I don't know what this voice is. It's not British.
It's fine. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Let it evolve.
We'll get it.
A bunch of robbers came in, and one of them got shot in the neck by a sniper, I think. And then this one woman stood up, and I think she has powers, and she, like, I don't know what she did. She, like, hit them, and they all exploded. I was so scared.
Oh, what'd she look like? What did
So
this woman look like?
She. Have
So
you ever
scared.
seen Star Wars?
Terrified.
She's like British and a brunette.
Yeah, I've seen Star Wars.
Yeah, she looked like every woman from Star Wars, just a brunette woman.
Oh, you mean Carrie Fisher, the only woman in Star Wars? Is that?
You got me.
Well
Yeah.
played, sir. Well played.
She was so brave.
Okay. Well, talking to the rest of my team, nobody fired a shot in there. So could you describe what happened to this person's neck?
It just looked like his neck was like it exploded, and I was like, "Oh, that's disgusting." I threw up on the ground. It was very gory, and I do not like that. That is
So maybe you could explain why this woman I just interviewed told me that while you were on the ground, you looked at this man and said "boom" a moment before his neck exploded.
you see that she looks a little annoyed that it was bang and not boom, and she like catches it and is like,
You almost
Weird.
correct them.
yeah, like,
That's awesome.
and she like coughs it off.
Can I roll to notice that? Is there,
Totally.
is there a way?
Because this is going to be an opposed roll.
Sweet.
So we're going to have to assemble some dice pools.
I'm saying
You're acting
I'm saying
so-
I did this on purpose.
You're acting
I
solo.
purposely did this.
Yeah.
You're acting solo. I think this is a social thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's my D4.
Now, let me.
Not a mental thing. Powers of deduction and all that.
I will allow it. I will
Okay.
allow it. Now, what I will say is, do you want him to see
I
this?
do want him to notice.
Then we don't need to put dice down.
Okay, cool.
We don't need to roll
Sweet.
dice. You see that?
Sorry, you can roll if you want to, but I want
You
to
see
I'll make
her
that
start to
fine.
correct. Starts to go. No, it was bang. Oh no.
It was boom. It was supposed to be boom, right? That's what. Oh, sorry. I'm asking you out of character.
Oh, sorry. No, it's supposed to be bang.
It was supposed to be. Bad.
Yeah.
Boom.
I think
So
that's
boom is
wonderful. I think
perfect.
that's a wonderful moment, though. That's
Yeah.
And she definitely goes like, weird. What? I don't understand. No. I don't remember that happening.
Well, I've got some statements from a few other people saying that you stood up and placed yourself in between the teller area and the bomb, and then the bomb went off and blasted all these guys into this beautiful mess. Gross.
I think that there's a problem in our society with thinking all people of color look alike and naturally assuming it was me. I'm just saying.
Oh snap!
Are there?
What?
How many other women of color are here in this bank right now?
Ooh, yeah. someone gets to decide. I'll spend a plot point to say there were 2 other. They don't even have to look like me. Like, yeah. Just generally brown.
There are 2 other women of color in the bank that could possibly match the description. Eyewitness descriptions are notoriously inaccurate.
It's true,
And
and I do know this as a police officer.
You know this as
People
a
have
police
been
officer.
through an aggressive amount of trauma.
It's a very traumatic event.
Right?
It is. It's
We're
true.
all covered with gore. We think we're going to die. All I'm saying is, do I look like a person that would put myself in harm's way
Well,
for the sake of a bunch of people
No,
in a
you
room
look
that I don't
you
know?
look like a very put together person.
Thank you.
I think you really take care of yourself. You look well dressed, well accessorized. I do have a question. Where's your other earring?
I must have lost it. You know what? When we first came in, they asked for everyone's valuables, and I think I started taking off my earrings, and then they moved towards the bank vault.
Okay.
They did not do that. I'm just gonna say, like, no one else
No
described that
one, no
thing.
other person
Yeah.
would have said anything about them taking
Yeah.
valuables. Nobody.
Okay.
She's not the best liar.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I've interviewed a few other people. No one else had their valuables taken. I think we might have to ask you come back to the station to ask you a few questions. Continue this line of questioning here.
Officer, what is it?
A constable.
Constable Guthrie.
Constable Guthrie.
Constable, I understand that you want to get to the heart of this, and I would never be a person that would stand in the way of justice. But clearly the people that were trying to rob the bank are dead. I have an extremely busy day. I barely had enough time to go to the bank like a peasant. I don't think I have time for this. If you want to set up some sort of meeting, you can call my assistant. Here's her phone number, but I have to go. We're going to be best friends.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's just too many inconsistencies in your story. I have to place you under arrest.
This is going to go bad for you.
Well, I guess you'll have to talk to my supervisor about that.
Oh, I will. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm arresting her.
Amazing.
Because you kind of have to, right?
There's been 3 times she's lied to me. That is super obvious.
But what crime have I broken?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think you can
I think what we're
arrest someone
really
for
sort of
lying.
No, you can. Like,
gloss over the multiple murders.
Well,
that
what I was
happened.
going to say was, my understanding, and perhaps I am mistaken. If I am, our British listeners, please correct me. Please correct me. Is that what we think of as the act of arresting someone is not the way they do things
Okay.
in the UK. But you could totally make her go with you down.
Come with me downtown.
Come with you down to the station.
Um,
Or at the very least, you could go get your sergeant, who could, or one of the detectives,
okay.
because there are definitely detectives.
Yeah. Oh God, so much sense of justice and duty here.
no, do what you need to do. Like, she's just going to be a jerk.
No, definitely. No. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get my my supervisors involved.
I recommend you do.
There was
And let them know that Faiza Benyamina is the one that you're talking to.
will do. So yeah,
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna go get the sergeant.
Okay. Well, there's a detective sergeant.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a detective chief inspector, and then he has a detective sergeant who works with him, and she is the one who would kind of be, driving things. The thing that you're doing. So she's the person that you would go to, and you're gonna have to convince her.
Okay.
So she's gathering things together when you walk up.
Okay.
She goes, Constable?
I think we may have someone with some special abilities here that we might need to take in for questioning.
Special abilities.
Well, a lot of eyewitnesses said that a woman matching this description, first of all, a moment before a man's neck exploded, said, bang.
You monster, you knew. I love you, Mike.
And so there was some indication that she knew that there was going to be an instance of violence here. And
You think she was involved?
I think it's very possible. She did lie to me twice during our
So-
interview.
So who is this person?
Faiza
Benyamina.
Benyamina.
I will burn a plot point.
I
for her to remember me.
point. I kind of point behind me.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, she does. She knows she knows who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to take Faiza Benyamina in for questioning about a bank robbery. You actually think she's involved in a bank robbery?
Oh, I don't necessarily. I don't think she was involved with this crew, but I think she has something to do with the splattered blood and gore all over the bank.
You're going to have to convince me. So we're getting some dice on the table.
It's like just look, just because somebody stopped the bad guys doesn't mean that we just got to go run away with murder.
So, solo,
Okay.
social.
Yep. All my bad things again.
Oh,
Duty.
no!
Yep. I need a D4.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? Is
You're
there?
not using a power.
Do you have any distinctions?
Is there-
My
are there
distinctions
any
are. There's. I forget what we actually said this meant, but there's one that says established social order. I don't recall what that was for. And then
I will buy it. No, because I remember what we talked about. Because what we talked about is that people should be in their place and do their thing and follow the rules and
yeah.
So I think it works. I have no problem
I
with
didn't
it.
actually write down values of this, but I would say it's the 8 out of that.
You mean
All distinctions are an 8.
Oh, they are. Okay, cool. And bippity bop.
Oh, all distinctions are right?
Yes.
Oh, they have like a D10, D8,
No,
D4.
on here it
Run
says
down.
D10, D8, D4 on the distinctions on the sheet.
But if you want to run them with all
They're-
eights.
Sorry, I misspoke. They're by default they're a D8 unless you specify otherwise, and we specified otherwise. So
Okay, I did not specify in any of these, so they're all.
they're D8s. If you didn't specify, they're D8s.
Oh, diggity. That is very bad. I got a 7,
Okay.
And there's a
and
1
there's a 1, so.
on a D8.
You take that sweet plot point back.
I will take that.
And I said, yeah, it's a 7.
Well, I have a 7 as well.
Ooh. Does tie go to the runner? I don't know.
Um,
Sports.
the way this works is that you're going to get what you want, but at a cost.
Oh, boy.
So you are going to inherit a complication
Cool.
as a result of this. And I think
actually kinda perfect.
your complication is that you have now put yourself on detective sergeant's radar.
Okay.
And I actually have a name for her because I made her up on the spot, but I have a name for her, so
Yay.
we're going to go with it.
Nice.
Her name is Detective Sergeant Wilhelmina Chalmers.
Wilhelmina.
Oh, Mina!
Sorry, it's my pet pig from another game I
Yes.
played. Wilhelmina, what was the last name?
Chalmers, Chalmers.
I totally thought you did that on purpose.
I didn't.
That was good.
Everything coming full circle.
Yeah.
Very good.
Just serendipity.
Yeah.
You know,
Very good.
It's that total interweaving.
Yeah.
of-
Happy Jacks.
Well, I'm sure she's going to get shit from some higher ups on taking this one in.
Oh,
and
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So now I'm going to be on like
That's
the-
all going to trickle down.
all that
to you.
all that shit trickles downhill.
Because
As
we
they
all know
say.
that shit rolls downhill. We
Yeah.
all know that. Okay. But she is going to go and talk to
Faiza.
Faiza. Okay. So, after a few minutes,
Yeah.
a plainclothes constable obviously detective. Woman in her, well, probably 30 or so. Classically British looking.
Sweet.
Um,
So British.
no,
Mad
because
at us.
because this is our comic book. No, she has good teeth.
Awesome.
Perfect. There we go. Found the voice.
Ms. Benjamin, I'm Detective Sergeant Chalmers. If I might have a moment of your time, please.
Absolutely. All of you are intent on wasting my time today, so what's another minute or so?
I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. However, there's some unsettling details in some of the witness accounts. And I'm hoping that you can clear them up for me.
All right. I will do my best to help you, but once again, I must ask this question. Why are you so worried about what I was doing during this? The bad guys did not rob the bank.
I'm just hoping that you can. Maybe you saw something.
Okay.
Some of the witnesses have said that one of the perpetrators was shot in the neck. Did you see that by any chance?
I saw a splatter of blood, but I didn't see anyone with a gun.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, that's completely true. I assumed it was a sniper from outside because we were all on the ground, fearing for our lives. It was a very
Of
traumatic
course, it's very
experience.
traumatic. Very traumatic.
So traumatic.
One of the witnesses said that they heard someone say "bang" right before it happened.
I don't. There were several small children. I don't know if that's how they react. Like, oh, look, a gun, bang. I don't know. I don't have children. I was just on the ground trying not to be shot.
Of course.
Of course. Even so, if someone said bang, what does that even mean? That they had a gun? I did not hear a gunshot.
Most curious. Most curious.
So weird.
Curiouser and curiouser.
So weird.
That's a British thing to say, right?
Yeah.
Silly old bear.
Detective Sergeant Chalmers, if I may cut to the quick, what exactly do you want to ask me?
As you're a direct woman, I'll be direct as well.
Thank you.
Did you kill these men?
I want to roll to see how I respond. Oops. I protected myself and the rest of the hostages in the bank.
Might I ask how?
I am an Xer.
My turn.
Perfect.
She does not seem dismayed by that revelation in the slightest.
Nice.
She's like,
Now, my firm has been doing a lot of work as far as pro-Xer lobbying is concerned. I would be happy to see that funds are allocated towards your Xer police program.
Oh, that would be most welcome. That would be. It's a difficult situation.
It really is.
This puts me in somewhat of a sticky situation.
How so?
In that, well, you obviously saved lives.
All of them except for the ones.
But on the other hand, I can't really support vigilantism.
I don't necessarily see myself as a Batman walking around and saving lives. I protected myself in the moment in which I had to, and honestly, this is more trouble than it's worth. You will not see me again. This is not a thing I enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy our time together.
Let's see if you can convince her
Sweet.
of this.
Okay. I don't know
I'm
what
so
to
mad.
do. Yeah, right? Haha, look it.
Oh, so mad.
Alright, 8 because
Solo.
it's mental? Or no, social. So
Social.
it'll be super bad. Okay, solo is a 10. What value would this be? I super don't know. Truth?
I think so.
Ugh. These are all bad dice.
You're rolling like Mike.
Yeah.
I'm doing all the things I suck at. Fuck.
Too much to lose? Like, I'm trying to convince her to, like, not blow up my spot. Because,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, it does kind
Yeah,
of
I'll buy it.
Cool.
I'll buy it.
It's 98. Alright, that feels like it.
Okay.
Bleh. Deers. Oh, I see a 1. So that's going to be super fun. What is that?
8. You have an 8.
Four. Oh,
That's
Is that a 5?
Is that
That's
a
a
5?
five, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so we're up to
9.
9.
9.
She rolled a billion.
She rolled a lot.
Cool.
Okay.
And there's a 1 if you want to buy it.
I do. It was a D10, right?
Wait, was it?
After the end of session 1, the
Shit, I
Elementor
don't remember
lands
what
in
die
prison.
it was.
Well, I don't get to keep them between sessions.
I don't think I rolled a 10.
Do
It
we-
was a D8.
Do we keep
probably.
these?
Yes, you'll keep those.
Okay.
That was a D8, not a
It was
D10.
an 8, not a 10. I didn't roll a 10.
Okay. I'm going to use these a little bit.
Perfect.
Oh boy.
She clearly is not buying
Yeah,
what you're
for
saying.
sure.
And she is clearly not pleased with what you're telling her.
Mhm.
This kind of behavior puts a bad smell on X's everywhere. And that doesn't help any of us.
Are you an Xer too?
I'm a person, and this affects all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And this strife, this conflict, doesn't help anyone. This kind of mess is counterproductive.
I agree.
Don't let me find you involved in such a thing again. Otherwise, I'll have no choice, and I won't be able to hide it.
I appreciate your discretion.
One time.
Everybody gets one.
And she will turn around and go away. She's with a have a lovely afternoon.
You too. It was a pleasure meeting you. And then she like starts getting up, and she wants to go and like walk over to you.
I'm interviewing someone else now. Yeah.
She is not in cuffs. She is not being taken away.
And she like leans over. 1 second. Guthrie, your sense of justice is commendable. But stay out of my way. Good job. It's like a good little bloodhound. She missed the trail. And then she like walks out.
I ignore it all. Don't even eye contact.
Sweet.
Not interested.
Right. So, back to the university.
We're gonna be such good friends.
I think it's the next day.
Okay.
You stayed there to kind of like supervise. So there's a group of government guys there in hazmat suits, and they're they have radiation counters out, and they're like, I need to have your suit. So they're not thrilled at all about this. And they come across your containment unit. Professor,
Yes, quite.
what's this?
That is a
That looks messy.
That is a vat of protoplasmic flesh that has been irradiated to manipulate the cellular regrowth rate in an attempt to create regenerative tissue for people that have lost limbs.
And I'm the gross one. Ew.
Is that safe?
No, absolutely not. That's why it's in a containment system.
Right.
Legit.
For a cop. So, can you tell me what happened here?
No.
So you can't or you won't.
Oh, I wasn't here. I simply dragged my lab assistant, who is obviously responsible for this mess, out of the building.
Hey, lab assistant, welcome into the bus.
Oh no, I'm throwing him under the bus. Hardcore.
Yeah. It's a double-decker red bus, too.
Double-decker
So
red
British.
bus.
Just because it's British.
But apparently he was running some experiment with DNA and crossed some form of power incorrectly to the electron microscope, which caused this.
Right. Well, we're going to have to seal off this entire wing because the whole wing's been irradiated.
Well, yes, that's why I called you.
He's like, right. All right. Well, what they've got everybody out, so they're going to seal everything up, and that includes sealing up your vat of goo
Yeah.
inside,
My irradiated Vatican.
your vat of irradiated goo.
Yeah. Great.
And they will make a report to the university.
All right. I am going to go visit my lab assistant
He's in hospital.
in the hospital.
He's in hospital.
From getting run over as you threw him under the bus.
You know, mysteriously, he now has tread marks all
Weird.
all over him.
it.
It's very strange.
Electron microscopes don't have
very odd.
tires. It's great.
It's very odd.
So is he in a hospital bed?
Yes.
I'm going to sit down. I'm like,
Oh,
Bless you,
Oh.
chipper bitch.
Professor, are you all right? Is anyone hurt?
well, my reputation is hurt. My feelings are hurt. My laboratory is hurt. Your career is definitely hurt.
Edison is my favorite. We are friends.
I'm telling you, Connor, my friend, you're in a bit of a sticky wicket. In that the situation in hand is not going to bode well with the university. And I don't know if you ever talked to the administration. They're very, very stalwart and solid. They don't like spending money, and we just cost them. One moment. $3.2 million in damages.
Pounds?
Pounds.
Oh, dollars. They were bought in America. See, General Electric. But in any case, somebody's going to have to take the fall for this, and you were doing something very naughty, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
We all know that undue application of radiation towards DNA, especially human DNA, that's already prone to X-warping, probably not the brightest idea, don't you think?
Thought maybe I could turn it off.
Well, tell me that story. Let's see if it's interesting.
Well, the research coming out of America says that the application of this particular kind of radiation will, and I just went Australian, don't know why,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
will permanently turn off the exchange.
Oh, you're talking about Dr. Tolwyn's paper published last year,
Yes.
out of Caltech.
Yes.
I've read it. It's an interesting piece.
It's
of
very
work.
important that
It's
I
a-
be able to turn off the exchange.
It is very important. Now, that is definitely something that a lot of people have been working towards, and I'm certain that it would alleviate a lot of tension worldwide. So, kudos on your ambition. But seeing that it's gone horribly off the rail, I'm thinking that perhaps this avenue of research has been closed to you, at least at this university.
I see.
Now, I'm willing to omit certain things about exactly what you were doing, but nonetheless, you are going to be culpable and liable for the damages and equipment. Let's see, probably Norwegian stock, yes? 74 years old, probably, before you croak. So you're going to have at least that long to pay it off, but I don't think it's going to be long enough.
You're the worst. I was bad. You're worse. This is great.
I didn't know the red mist inside. That's also pretty bad.
Man.
Now, little man, you're going to have a lot of things to worry about and think about, but they're going to be far away from me, seeing as that your blast area is far too broad. So, I suggest that you forget about this entire incident and your career. Figure out something new, maybe puppeteering, I suggest, and move on with your life. And because this part of it is definitely over.
And a nurse walks in and puts a cone of shame around his neck.
Pillow.
Research is to those who know what they are doing. Not for those that obviously don't. Do we understand each other?
Transferred to the burn ward.
Yep.
Crystal clear.
Very good. Well then, I will expect your letter of resignation on my desk in the morning. I will send a courier. Other than that, have a pleasant rest of your life. I hope that you suss something out. Sincerely. Actually, I bear you no ill will. I guess. Goodbye.
Okay.
Oh my god. The money ones are trash.
Oh, you people are bad.
I helped.
We're dealing with two egomaniacs who are convinced of their own intellectual
I
superiority.
helped.
You did help, but I can't agree with your methods.
I helped so good.
So, Colleen,
Yes.
the aftermath of the fire, the building burned to the ground. They were not able to save the building.
Right.
It collapsed in on itself.
Okay.
But you were able to get everyone out. And fire trucks, police are there. News is there. And at one point, you turn around and literally there's a camera right in your face.
Oh.
Like, yes, miss, we understand that you're the one who saved the people inside the building.
Oh yeah, that was me.
So, what's your name?
Colleen. I can't. Suddenly, I'm fucking British.
We're all falling
Colleen
British.
O'Connor.
Well, I started
Miss O'Connor.
there.
So, why did you go in the building? It was a blaze.
Well, it was on fire. When something's on fire, you got to go in and you got to save the people, or you're gonna have them all burned.
The pure abject logic of that just like baffles her.
Amazing.
Well, is this the kind of thing that you normally do? Are you a hero?
No.
Are you,
No.
so are you in the military?
If you want to buy me a pint or something, I'd be good with that.
We're so crazy about our accents right now. It's just funny.
We'll get better. We'll get better.
Better.
We'll get better. I had it for a minute and then I lost it again.
It's a
Come back.
process.
Yes.
So, what alerted you to the fire? Did you see what started it?
There were flames that they were burning. I live in the flat across the street, and I was looking across the street, and I was like, oh, there are fire. So then I went down, and I went into the building, and I saved them.
You're the best of us.
But you didn't see what started it.
But something.
The fire chief is saying something about arson.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I mean,
Right. Well,
I'm an artist. If you want to buy my album, you can do that. But I don't know
Album?
much about fire. Yes,
you're a musician.
I am a musician. Yes.
What
She's gonna pimp
kind
her
of music
mixtape.
are you playing anyway?
It's a folk rock. Well, I don't currently have a gig or other bandmates, but I'm working on it. And it will be my current album. You can buy it on cdbaby.com and iTunes. And I collaborate with a group called the Merry Wives of Windsor.
It's all what SoundCloud
Okay.
Bandcamp now, though.
Okay,
gotta get on
I
that.
want money for the brand placement in the game. So
See if I made
Heather owes me money.
Yeah, exactly.
This was very good.
All right. Well, thank you for your time,
Thank you.
and thank you for help saving the people.
Yes, well, I hope that they like it as well. Because, it's good that they're all not dead.
Right. And she runs off to go because
Because there's obviously no fucking story with me. I'm like,
Beautiful.
yes.
because that just doesn't seem to go anywhere. Okay. Excellent. So
I do, and make sure, though, that I do tell the police officers and stuff about what I saw with the truck and all that stuff.
okay.
I didn't want to say it to the news camera because I didn't want...
Sure. Right.
Hey, I know what your car looks like, and I just
Yeah.
reported.
I'm
So
the guy who turned you
do me a favor and let's make a dice pool.
Okay.
This is solo. I think this is mental because you're trying to remember something.
Yes.
And why are you doing this? What-
Justice.
Justice. Okay. And I think you need an 11.
Okay.
Get it. Nice. Good job, boy.
There's
15.
Do you want to buy this D4?
Oh no.
There's a 1.
Sure. I like
Okay.
D4s.
All right. Hey, there you go.
Oh, actually, no.
Yeah,
you
get
keep
it,
the die. I'll just drag one from over here
Yes.
into my doom pool. My ever-expanding, growing doom pool.
There's a lot of doom happening.
so
lot of doom.
much.
Sword of Damocles over my head.
So you are able to remember the make and the model and the color of the van,
Oh, okay, cool.
and part of the license plate
Okay.
number. So they'll take that information and they're going to use that.
All right.
But they're very grateful for that. They appreciate that.
All right. Is Simon there?
I think
I
that
was going to ask,
I think-
do I know that you're in London? Was that part of the backstory?
I think that this is the moment when you find out that Colleen is in London, when you're taking witness statements.
I don't know that I would be at every crime in the city.
Not all of them.
I kind of
But
wanted.
still-
I kind of
No,
wanted to
how
see
about-
this on the news.
How about you saw this
okay.
on the news,
That's
Okay.
cool.
and you see that Colleen is in London, living not far away.
Yeah. Well,
What are you going to do about that? I'm curious.
Saved a whole building of people.
um,
And in a band. Not in a band currently, but soon.
I'm working on it.
jeez.
So you're the kid in the band.
I don't know, because I think I was the one who broke it off, right?
Yes.
Because I had to go.
Well,
be,
how do you feel about Colleen now? I want to know. How do you feel? I think our listeners want to know how you feel about Colleen now.
Well, there's definitely a lot of emotions seen on the news. It's like, I thought we'd be separated by swaths of countryside for the rest of our lives. I didn't know she'd be coming back to
Just a
town.
few blocks.
And hero.
And don't forget the hero part.
Yeah, that's important.
So, Simon's gonna be a little creepy about this. He's gonna get her address from one of the other police
Oh,
officers.
good.
Easily-
trash.
Easily done. Easily done.
And
Quick that went.
yeah, I think I'm gonna put that in my pocket for now and just kind of have that info handy.
Nice.
So this is not going to be a game until everybody in the session does something morally deplorable.
I'm glad your moral deplorable thing is like you pimped your SoundCloud. Amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
question.
this is only a step above what you can get on Facebook, really.
It's true. Except you're a
Except
cop.
I used my police officer powers for it.
For evil.
Also, we did not have a relationship before this session,
I know.
and now we do.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're on my list now
Hooray.
of
Excellent.
Yeah, because we hadn't had like a we.
Right.
I'm glad we got like our meet cute. That's what I'm going to call it.
Mine is
Yes, ma'am.
mine is I will bring you to justice
Can
someday.
I spend a plot point to have a conversation with Detective Sergeant Chalmers about, like, as the firm passes part of its discretionary fund for, like, pro-Exer lobby in support of, like, the Exer group, I would like for FISA to specifically recommend that, like, if Simon wasn't part of it, like, he should be in charge of it, and, like, I want him for my liaison in case we ever have to, like, have a discussion.
But why
I
though?
like him. Because you're so stressed out, and that's fun.
You should call your relationship with her Red Mist.
Sorry. I do want to make one other point back
Butterfly.
before we move on from the news. I did spend the night listening to Colleen's album.
Oh, that's so good.
That's great.
Excellent.
So that did happen.
You had a total spike in sales.
Oh, 100%.
Even more than that.
Oh, excellent. Oh, yeah, because
It was on the news.
Nice,
It
yeah.
was on the news.
Excellent.
Lots of sales.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, get back.
No,
to
no,
back
that's
to what
totally
you were-
cool. I dig it.
That was very
I
cute.
dig it. And yes, they will absolutely do that.
Perfect. I like him.
So it's about 2 weeks later.
I got a promotion.
It's about 2 weeks later, and there's when you come in for your shift, and you're doing your briefing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sergeant is telling you what your duties for the day are. You know where everybody's assignments are. It's the same day in and day out. Doesn't really.
Usually for me, it's traffic or patrolling or
You're
Taking witness statements.
patrolling.
taking witness
You're
statements.
patrolling your area.
Yeah.
There's
That's my usual job.
there's been an increase in anti-X activity. Doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop. And there are some things in the news today. A young man was murdered in East End, and his murder has been attributed to one or more unknown X's, and that has sparked a rise in anti-X sentiment in the news.
Can I ask why they think it was done by an Xer? Like, what did they?
They were non-specific in the news about why, and that's another precinct, so you're not
Okay.
there.
Cool.
Like I said, it's sparked an escalation of anti-X sentiment in the media
Okay.
and in social media.
Gotcha.
All right, but that morning at briefing, the sergeant says, "Guthrie,
Yes, ma'am.
you're supposed to report to Detective Sergeant Chalmers."
All right, we'll do. Is this normal?
It's everybody
Yeah,
gets
sure.
special duty from time to time.
Okay. So after
Probably they have a case that they need some extra hands on, and obviously you did such a great job somewhere along the line that you've gotten noticed. You'll probably be making detective, be recommended to sit for detective anytime soon.
feeling good. So I'll go talk to Detective Chalmers. So I'll be a little jaunty in my step.
Okay. She's at her desk.
Knock knock.
Enter.
You wanted to speak to me about something specific today?
Ah, yes, Guthrie. Yes. Special assignment for you. What's the name of your company, by the way?
I have no idea. I will think of it now while I eat my Power Crunch bar.
Power Crunch.
Power Crunch.
It's what crunchers crave.
What kind of business do you run? Did you remember?
I just want it to be like a multinational firm that like it's mostly real estate, but it's like a lot of stuff.
Conglomerate.
Yeah.
Conglomerate. God.
Anyway, yes. Fill in the blank company has
It's called Han Industries.
Han Industries has specifically requested that you be their liaison with the X task force.
Is their slogan? Is their slogan? We know.
Oh my god. Yup.
Yeah, it is.
That's very good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They specifically requested me.
Yes.
What? Why?
I don't ask why they request things like this,
What did they?
and neither do you. Just go.
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me? Can you tell me anything about what I'll be doing as a liaison? Is there
Liaising.
What? Who should I speak to?
You go to Han to Han Industries, and ask for your last name. It's in my-
Benjamina.
and you are supposed to speak with Ms. Benjamina.
Oh, podcast listeners, the look on his face.
When the mouse realizes he's in a cage.
Like that's literally in my spank bank.
Yeah.
Just power masturbation. That was great.
You want me to go back and talk to that woman again?
I don't. She does.
Like, I gave you all the information on Civil Plat. You didn't arrest her. Why not? And now you want me to go talk to her?
Liaise.
Liaise. You're working for her.
This is the greatest game I've ever been in my life.
I work for the crowd, ma'am. And with that, I turn and walk out the door.
Stop! Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
He's such a good boy.
he is such a good boy. We all have our duties to perform. This is yours.
Very well. I'll go.
You have to follow the rules, buddy.
I gotta follow the rules. Oh, we didn't really talk about this before, but do I have a partner? Because that was kind of I had like my buddy is my 10 on affiliation. So I'm wondering if I have a partner that I can just be like, hey, I'm heading off to this thing.
I think you have a partner.
Yeah. Okay.
You lost your partner in a tragic.
No, my
Okay.
partner's alive. Their name is Steven.
Steven!
Stephen Smythe.
Simon and Steven, the partners.
Smythe. Yeah, I don't know why. I just want
This is
Steven.
so good. You just want me to torment you.
Obviously.
Bless you.
This is the whole point of this exercise. I think.
So good.
So yeah, I'll let Stephen know what I'm up to. Have fun on traffic duty. I guess I'm going to talk to this high-powered executive at Han Industries or whatever. So
Cushy, you. I saw her at the bank thing. She's a bird.
I think she also may have murdered a bunch of people.
Not murder.
I'm going to disagree on that.
You've got all the luck. Fine. Enjoy your cushy duty.
Meet up for a pint after work, same as usual.
Yeah.
All right.
So cute.
I ship it.
So I'm off to Han Industries, I guess. So yeah, I'll get in. I don't get a car yet. I'm a constable. I have to walk.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can get there. How you get there is
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'll head over there.
So- ring. Your phone rings.
Oh yes, who's doing it?
Hers.
Yeah.
Her phone.
Oh, her
rings.
phone rings. Okay.
Yes.
Miss Benjamina, your liaison is here.
She does do that laugh.
Okay, that was awesome.
Let him sit for a minute and then give him the note that I gave to you. and I want him to like wait in the lobby for 5 minutes, or no, like 10 minutes, before being handed a note with my assistant's apologies that like I've stepped out because I'm going to go visit you. And the note just says, "Did you find my earring?"
Actually, this was something I did want to come back to. I did want to know if like we had searched and found this earring earlier.
Let's put some dice down and find out.
Okay, I want to know either someone else found it or did I like spend some time looking around for it.
I want to find out if you found it.
Okay.
Because if you found it, then we have some decisions to make. So you're solo.
I think this is a mental.
I think
because
this is a mental
I'm
thing.
Detecting.
Yep.
And I'm detecting for justice.
Detecting for justice. I like it. I like it. You need a 7.
I want a shirt that says that.
It's very good.
Can I borrow an 8 from you?
Absolutely. If you're detecting for justice, you can have anything you want.
Yeah.
Also, you know what? I don't think she actually left. She's just fucking with him.
Yeah.
So, like, if you storm into the office, I want you to have the option to just be like, fuck you, you're here. I'm like, ah.
I'm stepping up this 4 to 6.
Ooh.
Okay.
I really want to find this. I want to find this earring.
Ooh.
That is a 9.
Give a
You
9
do get
And
an
a
8.
1.
You can buy an 8 off of me.
I'll buy an 8 from you.
Cool.
I like that. Well, I'm going to have to use these dim dice.
So
Don't,
I did get a 9.
You did. So you do, in fact, find the earring. Now, my question for you is, what are you going to do with it?
Well, my thought here is that I gave my boss all this information. There were some clear lies. I told her about it, and she still didn't get brought in. So this is going to be my little secret.
Okay. So you're going to hang on to it?
I want to find a way that doesn't go, because obviously my direct superior is no use. So I have to find another way to use this.
You're going to find your own path to justice.
Justice.
I love you.
Okay. Cool. So you have the earring.
Yeah.
So when you get the note, the earring is in your pocket.
Yeah. It definitely is.
So we'll come back to that in just a minute.
Okay.
Okay? So, you get a phone call. Your assistant, whose name I think is Penelope.
Yeah, that works. And I only call her Penelope. I hate shortened names.
I like it.
I always shorten people's names, by
I
the
knew
way.
Benny would drive her up a wall if you just called her Benny. I'm just giving, like, free ammunition.
Cool.
Yeah.
Penelope rings into your office. It's the university, Mom.
Put him through.
It is the dean of the special sciences division. Yes, Miss Benjamin. So sorry to trouble you,
We always are.
but we've had a bit of a situation here. I'm sure you heard about the explosion in the laboratory.
Yes, of course I did.
Well, I'm afraid there was a great deal of damage.
To the tune of how much?
To the tune of about 3.2 million pounds.
Oh my god, what? Do I look like I have automatic teller machine printed on my forehead?
No, of course not. Of course not. We were thinking of naming the laboratory after you.
You appeal to her
Oh
ego.
no, my ego. I feel it now.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
God.
but my name is so pretty.
Such a good name. As
Looks so good in
lovely as that would be, it is of greater importance that my name stay out of this.
Of course, as it would be named for you, you could name it whatever you wanted.
Well, let me sit on that. Of course, did this have anything to do with Edison? His name was artfully kept out of any reports.
Now that you mention it, yes. As a matter of fact, it did.
Perfect.
It was
Perfect.
it was his laboratory assistant Connor.
Of course it was. Well, send Edison to come pick up the check. We'll have words.
Of course, Mom. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You are an angel.
I know. You're so welcome. I have to, and she just hangs up. And then she yells like, Penelope, can you keep the beggars off of my line? Oh my God, I cannot with this today. I have things to do. And she's just like sitting, like spinning a coin.
So busy.
I'm so busy. Just sitting, like you get that like shot
Dear
up in the big
Mr.
empty
and
room.
Mrs.
So-
Maxwell, your son Connor
Colleen.
unfortunately
Yeah.
has
What?
been ejected from college.
So, what's Colleen doing the day after? Your record sales are up,
Yes.
significantly up.
Yes. I'm probably trying to find bandmates.
Okay.
To do with a banjo.
Like, this is like, I don't have a lot of income.
I treasure you.
Yeah. But suddenly I have record sales, and so I need another record because I need to pay for my flat. It's very cheap, but it's still kind of expensive for me.
London flat.
Yeah.
It's London, yeah.
Very tiny, but
It's a closet,
Yeah,
but it's still
basically.
hugely expensive. All right. So, how are you searching for bandmates?
I probably posted on Facebook. Maybe Craigslist? Do they have Craigslist in the UK?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe they do.
It's
they
just
probably
pronounced Craig.
It's Craig.
They-
Craigslist.
They might call it
It's Gregory's list.
Gregory's list.
Gregory's index.
Okay, so that'll probably take a little while to
Gregory's
actually start getting responses.
Okay.
Although with your newfound notoriety,
Yeah.
being heroin
Yes.
and all, that probably speed things up a bit.
Okay.
We'll see how that plays out.
Okay. So I'm probably like meeting with them in a local like Starbucks or something. When people
Sure.
who show up, I'm like, all right. So
Freaking the commitments.
what do you play? And I'm just doing like a little interview thing. All right. Let's go sit outside and you can show me a bit, and just do like the fucking auditions like right there because I don't have a place to have auditions.
Cool.
So
There's the first guy is he's a
goth boron player.
no.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you don't get tappy.
That's okay. I was hoping for at least one good musician. That's okay.
He is goth
Of course.
because he's wearing a black kilt
Of course. Yeah.
and big heavy
Docs,
boots
Yeah.
and no shirt, piercings everywhere, and he plays goth metal bagpipes.
Is he hot? I came off of mute just to ask this question. It's very important to me.
Yeah.
I'll spend a plot point.
Yes, he is hot.
All right.
6.
Good to know.
He's in the band.
Okay.
You had me at goth metal bagpipes. And then also hot and shirtless. But there was a continuum of interest that happened. Both for me and my character. I'm just going to clarify.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
And he saw you on the news and thinks like you're just like totally fit.
Excellent. Cool.
And
Fabulous. All right. So I get his tele number and continue on with because I've got more appointments.
sure. Okay, so
Tell
He's
me,
a
right?
tele number?
I did. I
Tell his
know.
television.
Television, yeah.
you go to his digits.
Digits.
You
All
got
right,
his cell-
digits.
yeah, she got her telephone number. That's the thing.
Ruining my vibe.
Simon's trying to cock block you.
So
That's the thing.
speaking of Simon,
Uh-huh.
you are literally like I don't know. You've probably got papers and what, and you're doing, and you look and you see Simon walking down the street, across the street.
Jesus, Marion.
Full
Dawson.
uniform.
Son of
In
a
uniform.
Fucking bitch.
Of all of the Londons in all of the world,
I had to go in this one.
You knew I was a cop in this neighborhood.
I wasn't really expecting to like run into police, but
Sure.
has the shirtless dude left yet?
Yeah.
Nice.
Walking down the street. Walking down the street. Totally thinking about crimes.
I'm gonna shoot like a dose of loneliness at him.
Oh,
You're messed up, dude.
mean.
Not like awful, but just like, oh, and see if he will lurk my direction. And I'm gonna look super casual.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
If I had this power with any of my exes, I would be under a jail. I would never not use it.
that would be under a jail.
Like happily married, but still like, fuck you a little bit.
Yeah,
It's me.
exactly. So is this Buddy?
You are. I think this is Buddy,
Okay.
because you're talking about one of your fellow
Okay.
player characters.
Uh-huh.
This is mental because you're using a power.
Uh-huh.
What is the value that you are exhibiting here?
I think power.
I think so too, because you are exerting control and
Yeah.
dominance over somebody. Okay.
And then charm their pants off is my thing.
Faiza thinks that's love. And I'm like, it's love.
It's love, right?
That's
the
how
way that
love
works.
works.
Okay. So are you gonna? Are you?
Do you also get to roll your relationship with me?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a D10. Okay.
And do I have to roll
You
against
have to roll
this?
to resist this. So since she specified that it was Buddy because it's the two of you, it is Buddy, and you resist with mental.
Yep.
And what value do you think fits in here?
Now, am I? Is it my mental state currently? Like, what am I focused on that's going to be resisting it, or is it?
This is up to you. Totally up to you. You tell me what's going on here.
I assume I'm on. Am I on my way to?
You are on your way to see her. I think you're on your way. You've already seen her. You're headed somewhere else.
Oh, so we're gonna Tarantino this and jump back.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Oh man, I'm just always thinking about justice. Just always.
To
always
be
on
honest
that
with you, I think that
justice
love
thing.
would be a good one.
I mean, that's true. It's all. That's also like a. It's either I'm focused on justice or there's some residual feelings.
It's your call. This is
don't
your
know.
call.
I don't know if we know if we have residual feelings. Maybe we just like hate each other. Maybe it's that breakup where you're just like, look how great I'm doing.
I'm gonna go with what's on my. I'm gonna use what's on my mind now, which is justice.
Okay.
Okay.
And then our relationship.
Your
I need like
relationship.
2 more d8s in my face.
You give him the good one. Give him the good roll, boy.
I'm used
Oh,
to
you're
that.
using
I
it.
got
Never
it,
mind.
So mental.
None for
So
you.
mental, buddy, justice, and relationship. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So you're attacking. So you roll first.
12.
2 ones, though.
Oh, no.
Do you get to buy ones on like a interpersonal?
I can buy ones on any any roll.
Dag,
God
yo.
damn it.
I'm sorry, my
So
boy
two,
failed you.
a D4 and a D8.
So that's a 12. All right. And I got that's a 11.
Oh.
Not quite.
Perfect.
So the result of all of this is me.
You are walking down the street, headed towards a thing, totally thinking about righting wrongs and solving crimes and justice and duty and honor, and it's like this wave just washes over you, and Colleen leaps to mind. You saw her on the news the other night,
Yeah.
and you went and tracked down her address.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, creeper.
And man, you miss her so much right now.
How do you say creeper in British?
I think it's just creeper still. I think it's just
Creeper.
It's creeper. The creeper. That is my voice.
And I think
Very bad.
that in that moment you just stop in the middle of the sidewalk. You stop, and it's like it's like you feel like she's right there.
Yeah.
And when you turn around, there she is, sitting across the street at a cafe.
With the headshot of a super good looking bagpipe player in my hand. Licking candles.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Were we aware of each other's powers?
Oh.
I I think that's your call.
I think we were, because remember my activism about X's,
Yeah.
about
That makes
the
sense.
X gene is like one of the things that kind of like got in the way.
Um,
Oh yeah, because we talked about that, how like we both discovered our powers, and that was kind of like
yeah.
the foundation for our relationship.
Oh man, yeah, I am going to turn around and see you, and I don't necessarily know if I think it's because of your powers, because I did see you on the news. I did creep on your address.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm going to say it's your call. How you react. It's totally your call how
And
you
you
react
also
to this.
you also were part of like when I was just learning about my powers. So you know
Yeah.
sometimes I can like when I feel something strongly, it can go out.
true,
So maybe
true.
I'm feeling that lonely.
all right. I'm not
Nice.
gonna read into this too much.
know,
then.
but
Yeah.
I'm going to see you, and I'm going to come over.
So a shadow falls over your table.
Are you into the next appointment? All right,
Hey.
Simon.
Hey. Hey, girl.
So now I want to know how Colleen reacts to this.
Well, I was
You
What?
instigated
So
this.
I'm just
I
going to say
know.
what? Well, hello.
well. Hey.
How long have you been in London?
A bit. Good to see you. You're obviously you're doing pretty well for yourself then. You got a uniform and
Yeah.
everything. Very nice.
Yeah, it's you know what my family does, but
Right.
nothing compared to you, you heroine, running into burning buildings and
It's-
saving people. That's
I mean,
I haven't even gotten to do that yet. What are you?
well then you're obviously slacking, aren't you? I'm teasing you. No,
Oh, I've got some big cases brewing. You know, I've got a few things.
I'm sure. Well, it would have been probably much better if you had been there in the fire. Actually, what you're able to do would have been much more helpful with me. I'm just banging on doors, yelling at old ladies, trying to get them out of bed.
I mean, I don't know. Like zapping a fire with electricity wouldn't do much, so I don't necessarily think I would have been that much help.
That's true. Obviously, I'm a musician, not a scientist, but you know.
Oh, you're doing music. How's that going for you?
I've had some recent prosperity. You know, I think maybe showing up on the telly. Hey, I learned a thing. Like helped a bit. That had some more sales. Now I'm sitting here trying to find, new bandmates so I can start something there. And I'm just gonna like casually like, hot guy, shot on the top of the pile.
Oh, is this one of your bandmates now? Is this?
I think it might be. He plays
Angus McGregor, by the way.
Angus. Oh yes, Angus. He's a fine bloke. He plays a really I'm losing Irish. Jesus, Mary Joseph. He plays fantastic metal bagpipes, which I really haven't heard before, and actually most of the people in the Starbucks hadn't heard before, but it turned out fine. I think.
Everybody's heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, metal bagpipes. That's definitely going to be an interesting sound, I guess.
Right. Well, you know.
Shade on that.
I mean, you know, bagpipes are some people's cup of tea, I suppose. It's
Right. Well, you know. I guess if you work for the crown, you can't really support the bagpipes, right?
I was going to do a thing here, but I don't. I'm just going to sit back and watch this.
Drag him.
well, you know, this. Yeah, I mean, I'm very proud of you for what you did with that fire, and
Thank you.
maybe you saw the bank robbery that was on the news as well the other day.
Oh, I did. I heard about that.
I did have some involvement with that.
Really?
I was interviewing suspects. I actually just got named to be liaison to Hun Industries.
Oh, goodness. Are you going to know Faiza Benjamina? Oh my gosh, I think she is just so fabulous.
Somewhere, Faiza's like, no.
Well,
But at the same time, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a both. Like,
I'm gonna kind of like look around and like. Are we surrounded by people? Would you say there's a lot of people
Oh, yeah.
around us?
It's a London street in the middle of the day.
Yeah, I'm that reaction. I'm just kind of gonna be like, you know,
Do you know her well? Have you talked to her?
Oh, no, I've gotten some fairly angry emails from her because she's not super happy that I use her picture on some of my X-Gene activism posters. But she's one of the most, like, well-known and very famous people who's have an X-Gene, and she's, like, standing out there, and she's like, we can be successful, and we can be CEOs of mega corporations and be normal, and, like, it all works out well. It's so excellent to have people like her normalizing us, you know?
Remind me,
So good.
is this is not common knowledge?
No. Oh, wait, no, I thought that's... Oh, okay. Is that before? Because I think that's...
No. What you're saying about her is common knowledge.
Oh, got it.
The relationship between them at this point is not.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. No, I couldn't.
She's known publicly as being an ex.
Is that
Okay.
true? Okay.
I thought it was.
I feel like-
I
yeah.
thought that as
wasn't.
well. Yeah.
I thought it wasn't super
Oh,
well known.
okay.
Okay.
I feel like you were like putting it out there that she like I clocked it as like you were outing her as an ex.
Oh.
Because you like heard the rumor about it and you like signal boosted the rumor. So it's not like a commonly known thing.
Got it. Okay.
But
I
you-
don't know if I
Rewind.
would do that.
Rewind.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I think I had a different idea
I think
when we
Kimmy and I had the same misconception about
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
very
was-
simple.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Very simple.
wanted,
very
like-
simple. Rewind that
Okay.
Yeah.
and refactor that however
Okay.
you feel appropriate.
You know this thing, but like the
You know.
general
You know.
context.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. I would just be total fangirl then. I
So, yeah,
wouldn't have
where
used
did
her
the-
face on
so-
posters or anything.
So back to.
Because I feel like that's like a bullshit thing. Like that would be something as an activist I'd be like super against is like outing
somebody
people
is
as
cool,
exes if they didn't want that.
Okay.
So
You can still. I
But I'm
think
a
it
fan.
makes perfect sense that you still feel the same way. That
Yeah.
it's so cool that here's this person who's an ex who's
CEO, yeah.
successful in business and the CEO of big
Yeah.
name wealthy person in the company and
Yeah.
powerful woman and
Yeah.
and
exactly. She's like an idol.
So back to when you fanned out. I'm saying, oh, do you know a lot about her? Have you met?
Well, no, I haven't actually met her, but I follow her on Twitter and Instagram, and she has the most fabulous life. And it's really amazing to see someone who's got the fashion sense. Yes. Oh, and her clothes. Simon, her clothes are so fabulous. I mean, oh my goodness. But not enough denim, but it's good, still good. But she like having a female, Gen Xer who's running a large multi-million-dollar corporation that's like spreading over the continents. It's just fabulous and inspiring, and I just like her so much.
Look, listen.
Do you know her? Could
This-
you introduce me to her?
This isn't something I can talk about right now.
Oh, I see. Okay. Like, are you in security? Are
If you
keeping her
want,
safe?
listen. If you want to,
That's really, really cool.
I know this.
Simon.
I know this might seem kind of weird considering our history, but could you come by maybe sometime this week and we can talk about this? I don't really want to discuss it here.
I mean, sure. I mean, Simon, if you want to see me, you don't have to like make it.
Guys are adorable. I'm
No.
Awesome, dude.
This is completely professional. Nothing. All above board. Completely above board. Nothing. Here, let me
Let me lie some more.
let me give you. I grab a napkin and like write down my new phone number, and then I quickly run away.
Fucking precious.
So cute.
I will torment you to my dying death.
I have to get back to the station, but please give me a call when you're available later this week. and we'll talk
Right,
about it,
right.
okay?
You can buy me a whiskey when you see each other.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Right, very good.
Run away.
excellent. So
You know, they're supposed to be called Irish goodbyes when you say goodbye that way. That's my job.
You're very good. You're very good.
so Professor Cornwall, it's the dean.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I have to ask you a favor of you.
Sure.
I need you to deliver this envelope to the. What is your title?
The director of international compliance.
To the Director of International Compliance at Han Corporation.
Oh, Benjamina. Fine. She's perfectly pleasant.
We're totally good when each other. It's amazing. Oh, God.
Is that how you pronounce it? It's Benjamin?
Because
It's Benjamina.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to
Because
write that down.
actually, no, you're not delivering something. You're going to collect something. Sorry,
okay.
you're going to get something. I apologize. I reversed
Not a
things in my
problem.
brain. Because someone has to pay for the damage to your laboratory.
Oh, I see. And you went to someone with money. How clever.
Quite right. Quite right.
So,
You are. We all are heavily in Ms. Benjamina's debt.
Oh, yes, and I'm certain she'll try to take it out of my
We will
hide.
be renaming the laboratory in her honor. She has yet to decide what that name will be.
I'm certain it'll be something appropriately self-serving.
You're not wrong.
I seldom am. But I'm assuming that the university would like me to prostrate myself appropriately?
You have quite the right of it.
Oh, good. I've been practicing
It
that
probably
lately.
wouldn't hurt if you took Connor along as the sacrifice.
Oh.
I love a good blood sacrifice.
Are you
Not literally. Not literally.
I mean, I didn't know that she was that
As a
extreme,
matter of fact,
but
I'm not even sure where Connor is at this point.
oh, I'm certain he's cowering in some corner somewhere, bemoaning his life's failure. But nonetheless, he's no longer our concern. I will make appropriate apologies and earn us the money that we so desperately need.
Quite right.
Oh, good, good, good.
I'm so glad that we understand one another.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And he trundles away.
Contempt you later.
Amazing.
And I go, and I fix my jacket, I straighten my bow tie, and I walk out the door to go do what I need to do.
When you get to her office, there is a uniformed police constable cooling his heels in her.
Actually, we have a
outer
relationship already. I help the
And you-
bobbies every once in a
that's
while.
office. Oh, yeah, that's right. You know him. I forgot about that. So, Constable Simon is sitting. Constable Guthrie is sitting in her waiting room.
I feel like the most I would give this respect, Professor, is a Professor Cornwallis. Good to see you again.
Oh, Constable. It's always a pleasure.
Here for business today?
Well, yes, this is a business.
Quite.
And, no, I'm here to officially represent the university to one of its primary sources of income. Due to a minor accident in my laboratory, there seems to be a need.
Your phone chirps.
Sweet. Penelope, what?
Your 2 o'clock is here, miss.
All right. Did you get rid of? I don't know what my accent is anymore. I thought you did. Okay. Did you get rid of the officer? What's it? Guthrie?
He's back.
Wait, haven't I-
Sweet, simple girl. Fine. You know what? Fuck it. Send them both in. We're going to have a talk, you and I, after this. You're not going to enjoy it.
Yes, miss.
Click.
This is before we met, right?
Yes.
Because you said I was coming back from her.
I think you.
And I said we were
you
gonna
went to the-
Tarantino
You went
it.
to the first. You went to meet her for the first. Wait a minute. Yes. You are correct. Sorry. Yes, we're Tarantinoing this.
Timelines.
Nice. I love it.
Let's do the time warp again.
And then, of course, Constable, they forgot to put into effect the
Miss will
molecular
see
decay.
you both. Miss will see you both now.
Okay. Together, fine. I suppose.
She opens the door. She has a look on her face that is something very close to pure panic.
Yeah.
My dear, it's just a job.
I don't think losing my job is the worst thing that's going to happen to me.
Probably not.
Well, you can't dance with the devil and say you're only kidding. In we go.
Not him. Perfect boy.
So we walk in, And I go, Benhamide.
You're chewing through my discretionary budget.
Well, it's a good thing that I have a healthy appetite. But nonetheless, I have come to offer you my sincerest apologies for the accident that took place and give you my personal thanks for your quite generous stipend in correction of the destructive nature of the incident, and also to prostrate myself appropriately in front of you for your contribution. And I bow
feel
deeply.
Thoroughly kowtowed too. Thank you. That's fine.
I enjoy our relationship. It's so simple.
It is. Unlike, have you met Constable?
Guthrie.
What is it?
It's Guthrie, ma'am. It's right here on my shirt.
Constable Guthrie is going to be heading up the Exeter division of the London Police Department.
That's right, ma'am. Well, I'm part of the extra division of the police, but I'm not heading anything in the police.
I thought it was clear in that phone call.
Well, no, I
Admittedly,
don't head anything. I'm your liaison.
That's right. So did you bring my earring?
Ma'am? I kind of look at him and
Yeah.
something you want to discuss in private, perhaps?
We're old friends. This is fine. Do you know? You know I'm an Exer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
You know I'm an Exer, so I
Yeah.
figure yeah.
We've
But
had
I don't know that either of you.
Yeah, exactly.
I love this.
Great.
Oh, no, I do know that you are. You're a consultant. Never
Yeah.
mind. I know that you are.
Usually it's at least the second game by the time you just get to sit back and let us talk.
Ma'am, is this... are you sure you want to discuss this right now, or would you rather wait till we have a little bit of private time?
Although as a child I really did enjoy watching cats play with twine, I've lost my interest in that all the way together. So whatever you have to do with him, I'm certain it'll be unpleasant. May I have my check and go?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to interrupt you right there because at that moment, the windows to your office, and there are many, explode inward, showering the entire area with glass, and a roughly spheroid shape, about yay big.
So nice and tiny.
So
Nice and tiny.
That's like hug-sized.
It's like hug size.
I just want
For listeners, if you're going to imagine you could hug a sphere.
Yeah.
It's like hug
Like
size.
baseball-ish.
It's like Pilates ball size.
Yeah,
There you go.
perfect.
Flies in through the shattering windows, lands in the middle of the floor, and immediately, I'm going to use the word explodes, but it's not like a detonation. It explodes into motion
Oh.
as it uncoils itself into a figure
Okay.
who is dressed in black tactical gear with a balaclava.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And takes a very quick look around, looks at you, and says, "And you're the one," and starts moving towards you.
Tackle him.
Justice!
I call first tackle because I'm trained.
Okay,
Oh, you're good.
So the way initiative is going to work in our game, there are different ways you can do initiative, but I have one that I happen to like, and that is the handoff. So you are initiating the action. So you're going to go first. When you have acted, you decide who goes next.
Okay.
When we get to the last person present to go, and I realize now the thing I left at home that I meant to bring with me, which was cards to indicate, but we'll get through it. The last person to go decides who goes first in the next round.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you are acting. You said you're going to tackle him.
Yeah, I'm tackling him with a electrical charge.
Ooh.
Okay. So you're going to try to. You're basically trying to taser him.
Taser him with my body.
Taser him with my body.
Taser hug.
Taser hug is
Okay.
They call him
Okay.
Taser.
Okay. So, I think you're acting in a team at this point
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, definitely.
because there are 3 of you
Gross,
present,
a team. Boo.
and
And this is
I think you can decide
is,
whether this is physical or mental.
this is physical.
Okay.
Like I think most of my powers are physical. It's like I'm tackling and I'm like charging. It's like a charged hug.
Sure.
It's like a very charged embrace. But yeah, and then obviously I'm doing this for duty. This is someone intruding, and I'm doing my duty as a officer of the law to
Protect
subdue,
lives.
protect, and serve.
Indeed.
That's all I did, and I got yelled at a bunch.
Okay.
And now,
That's what happens when you add the murder frosting to the protect and serve cake.
delicious.
Murder.
I'm
those
okay.
people of red
So I'm
mist.
using a physical dice. I'm using, I guess, a team dice because I know I have backup. I suspect you have powers. I know you do. So
This is definitely team.
This is
team.
definitely team.
Duty. Do I roll with relationships here?
If you have a relationship that you're acting on,
I am trying to protect people, even if I think that they are not the most justicey.
that's one of your distinctions, right?
What is that? Needs of the many, or
Well,
I have a needs of the many. I have a show 'em what you can do, and the established social order are my distinctions.
it's up to you.
Okay. Cool. Well, I need a D. I have, sorry, 2 D10s. I need 1 more D10.
There you go.
Thanks. And you know, I'm going to say I'm not doing this for either of you in particular. I'm just doing this because of justice.
You brute bitch.
I know. I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do, not because I necessarily want to protect either of you jokers.
Okay.
so shocked.
All right.
That's what you get for not protecting me.
That's a 12.
Out of
Okay.
love.
And do you want to buy a 10?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, that's a bad die. It goes back in the pile.
So many dice in this pool.
So many.
right?
So
Okay.
many.
Well, he's acting alone,
Yeah.
but that's normal for him. He's
Yeah.
used to acting alone. He is being physical because he's going to try to dodge you.
Sure.
His value is mercenary.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm adding 2 dice from the Doom pool.
Boo.
Cool.
So go ahead, roll your attack.
I just did. I got a 12.
You got a 12.
Roll bad, roll bad, roll
Oh,
bad.
no!
He did not roll bad.
Oh, he rolled really well.
Yikes.
He has a 17.
Yeesh.
Well,
So you go to tackle him, and you bzzz, and he literally like bounds straight up, and kind of grabs a stanchion on the ceiling or like a sprinkler and just kind of like spins around and vaults to another part of the room.
Oh.
He's a nimble little bugger.
Dang. So I'm on the ground.
this tricky bitch.
So that happened.
Yep.
Who's going to go next?
I'm going to say Fez goes next. Because it's her office.
Oh no, what's happened? I mean, yeah. I see, like, she sees you attack and kind of miss and is like, damn it, I thought you could solve this quickly.
Why must you be
Cool.
such a friggin' loser?
But you also see like a glow of crackling light around.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fun.
Yeah.
This is fun. Okay, is there any metal on his body?
No.
This mother...
He is holding on to. You said he was holding on to a sprinkler, so he is holding on to
he
metal.
He grabbed the sprinkler, spun, and vaulted to another part of the room.
Okay.
Yep.
Dang.
Cool. So my favorite
You
thing about my
detected no metal about his person at all.
That's fair. My favorite thing about this office is that it's concrete with every wall that isn't just like the full glass is covered in like these 3 very large sheet metal like pieces of art that are bolted into the wall.
Sure.
Is that
So
a plot
wherever,
point?
huh?
Is that kind of a plot
I
point?
mean, it could be a plot point.
You're creating an asset that you're using in this
that's
moment.
fair.
So yeah.
You
so it's a
mentioned that in character creation too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
you
how
did?
there,
Yeah.
how there was like metal art around, and
I
you
built
did-
a room that's like I'm
Oh,
good
well,
at.
shoot.
Because it's supposed to be an intimidator room.
Then
Yeah,
that's
the
not a
little-
plot. Then that's
Yeah, with the clacky thing. Yeah.
So you have an asset that you can add to your sheet
Okay,
that
cool.
is this metal artwork in your office.
Sweet. So wherever he lands, I'm gonna pull myself to him,
Okay.
and we're gonna fight a little bit. That's fine. I could throw a medal. Yeah, she's not gonna run toward it. So instead of that, I'll still burn the asset to pull out like a very nice fountain pen with a metal nib, and I'm gonna throw it at him and then push it.
Sure.
So that's what I want to do.
Sure, you're.
Okay.
So
Mental.
team?
Damn it! Fucking variables. Thanks, guys. Oh, we can bring too many variables into this if you want, by the way. Okay, so Alamancy is D10. I don't know where any of these dice are. Mental's a D8. Team is a D4 because gross. Like power because I don't like people like walking into my building thinking they can break my glass.
Sure.
This rude bitch.
Sure.
I think there's no justice involved. I'm just put out. I think that's just metal stuff. That's a D8. Okay. And I would like to burn. No, it's cool. This is fine. This is fine.
Okay.
No, I want to bring this down to a D6 for a plot point. Sweet. All right. Who's roll good? Well, that 2 is garbage, but that's a 10. And that's a 7, not a 1. Thank God.
17, no ones.
17, 0 ones.
No.
17.
Can you stop rolling good? Okay, thank you. Makes me nervous. Puckers up my butthole a little bit, and I don't like that.
It's 14.
I don't know what I got a thing for.
Because I'm adding a third die.
Oh, okay. Cool. Womp womp.
Can you say wah wah?
So I have a 19.
Okay, that went well.
So, no, you, and it was like dead on target. But this guy is so fast.
Cool.
He's like, and he spins, and it's like the pen just like arrows right by him.
Nice.
And, people don't even usually see the things that you fling at them.
Yeah.
And he's like dodging it.
Oh, cool.
And it's into the wall.
Yeah.
And it sinks like,
yeah.
into the wall.
Perfect. I was gonna ask.
And so that happened.
Sweet.
So who goes next?
The fuck. The actual fuck. Do
don't wanna do
something.
You don't want to do that. You
Earn
wanna
your
have him
check.
go next because you don't want him to have to select who goes next at the end. I'm just saying it's
All right.
That is the thing about handoff.
Roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
handoff initiative. You don't really want the bad guys to go last.
Okay, that's fair. Sweet. Then you're up.
So,
Okay.
Think about that.
So what he's going to do is reach back and pull something off of his belt, and he's going to fling it at you.
Nice.
Okay, and in the air, it's going to go poof, and become a large net.
Ooh, fun. Cool.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm
all
gonna
right.
do it.
So he is solo. Actually, sorry, I got those backwards. He is solo, and he is physical, and he is weapons, and
Doompool, which can be nothing but good for players.
Yeah,
two
that's
from the
gonna
doom
be
pool.
great.
Two from the doom pool.
Do you have a max here? Are you only allowed to use 2?
Nope.
Nope.
You can use all of them.
All
But
the
once they're
dice
used, they're
forever.
gone.
Once
right?
they're used, they go back in the bank.
Until we roll like shite.
Ugh, this is nonsense.
Oh,
Oh, that's like a 3.
That's an
I would like
eight-
to buy that one from
That's
you.
that's an 18.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, I have an 18
Nice.
to hit you with my net.
Cool. Well, do I roll back or just
Yeah,
just
you
sad
have
things
to
happen?
you have to
try
try to defend
duck out of
somehow.
there.
Okay.
So tell me what you're doing to defend.
To defend, once the net comes out, I want to try to pull myself to an art piece on the wall
Okay.
to just move faster than I can physically move.
Okay.
Okay. So mental. It's a D8 again. Is it still a team thing?
Yep.
Gross. You guys are gross, and I hate it. Just cocking up the whole system. Power. D10 for Alamancy. And technical fabric to help. pull the metal a little bit better.
But I think you have to spend a point to use technical fabric again, right?
Do I?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay, then
Yes,
I'm
you
not
do.
going to use it. That's fine. I should, though.
You have
No.
We've only got about 15 minutes left.
You have to use a point to use it? I thought once it was there.
You have to use it. You get to use it for free once per session. She's already used it once, so to use it again, she has to spend a plot point.
Didn't you pay for it, though, to do?
So use
No.
it one more time.
Yeah, that was the second time.
Yeah.
She paid to use
Okay, then I'm going to pay you a plot point to upgrade this
Okay.
D10 to a D12.
Okay.
And we'll see how we do here. Please be good. Please be good. Not that good. What is that? That's a
12.
6. Yeah.
You can also spend a plot point to add a third die to be counted.
They're
anything.
threes. They suck. You rolled a bajillion. It does not matter.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything.
Okay. Can I flavor it on how what I try to do?
Yeah.
I think in her desperation she pulls too hard and unseats the thing from the wall, so she gets pulled at a weird angle. So instead of directly perpendicular, she gets pulled forward and still gets caught by the net.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And kind of fucks up my heart. No. And it's really obvious. You can see
Right.
that she pulled
So you have
something on the wall.
down at the bottom you have a thing that says complications.
Oh yeah.
You have a complication snared.
Oh no. Stared.
Do complications get a value?
They're default D6.
Frowny face. Perfect.
I'm sorry, I take that back. They are the die type, so it's a D10.
Okay, cool. I don't know what that means, but we'll find out. This is good.
So you are D10 snared, which
Nice.
that means that is a thing that I can now use when I am rolling
Oh, I
against
like
you.
that. Cool. Sweet. This is fun. Damn it. As she hits the ground, fuck.
It's a damn good net.
It's a really good net.
Okay, so Edison, I think you're up.
Do I see the check on her desk?
Yes.
I will go get it.
Oh boy.
I'm dead. I'm dead. It's amazing.
Okay.
You are an academic.
So good.
I'm crawling on the ground, and then my hands were like, bloop, 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 bloop. I grab it, and I just put it in my pocket, and that's pretty much what I do this round.
Sweet.
Okay, so who goes next?
Mage.
I'm going to have you go next.
Okay. Well, let's try to figure this out. Alright, so I'm stuck in the net. And that's dumb. How much freedom of movement do I have?
None.
Ah, cool.
You can wriggle, but you can't and it feels like every time you try to move, it tightens.
Ah, sweet. Well, I wriggle a bunch until it gets tighter, and I'm like, this is bullshit.
God damn it!
And I'm going to spend my turn going, aren't you a cop? Do something!
They don't give us guns.
For fuck's sake.
They don't give us guns.
And, do I see this bad boy walking towards me?
Having snared you in his net,
Yeah.
he's actually turned his attention to Guthrie at this point.
Okay.
Because he doesn't consider Edison to be a threat, apparently, because Edison hasn't done anything threatening. So
Edison's plan all the way around.
so
was scary.
He's got to do something about this obvious X that's in front of him because bzzz.
Yeah. I guess she just tries to pull she's gonna see if she can pull the pen back toward her to try to use it. No, and she's gonna lay there and be like, this is stupid and I hate you all.
Boo. Okay.
Alright, you're up.
Cool. So, yeah, he's not the only one with a net.
Okay.
I got one too. So that's something I carry with me as my. It's one of my assets. It's my wire mesh net that I can fill with electricity at a whim.
Okay.
Does
So-
it feel like sexy metal? Can I feel it?
So
from
he's
here?
coming. He's like coming at me.
It
I'm
definitely feels like sexy metal.
so he's like coming at me. I'm at the ground, right?
Uh huh.
So basically, I'm just gonna reach behind and electrify it and throw it it's gonna spread out and
Okay.
it's a pretty wide net. So I'm just gonna kind of throw it at him and it'll spread as it flies at him and try and zap him with that shenanigans.
Can I push it and help? Is there any way I can give him a extra die in
Yes.
this roll? Sweet.
There's an interruption thing. Hang on 1
I
second.
don't want to interrupt. I just want to help you.
I'm gonna need to borrow some dice.
Yeah, what do you
again.
need?
I need to get like another 2 sets of dice here.
Yeah, this one's a.
Yeah, this one's a big old pool system.
Because now I'm mad, and now I want to show off.
Show off. Can't believe I broke my wall twice.
Yours is so heavy.
Oh yeah, do you want metal
Metal.
dice to like get the feel of
10,
them?
Yeah, with
10,
gusto.
Sparkly boys.
10, 8, 8, 8. And then it's just the value that I'm going for here. I think at this point, I'm... Honestly, I think I'm past duty, and now I'm doing this just to, like, because I'm mad.
Glory.
Nice.
Yeah,
Glory is something that you would.
yeah. I think that's a fair play there.
By the way, Faiza is cussing in like
Okay.
3 different languages right now.
And yeah, I'm gonna roll these dice. Let's see what happens. Okay,
Wait 1 second.
I have so many dice I'm rolling right now because I'm so mad.
So good.
Anger dice. The fury of anger dice.
You can spend a plot point to give him a die. Give him a
What kind of
D6.
die?
Give him a D6.
Just a 6. We'll take a D6.
Can I bump this one?
Yeah.
Now it's a D8.
Now it's an 8.
Nice.
She's
take-
got the
I'm on
8.
8s.
I'll take
Oh,
your
here it
plot.
is. That's an 8.
I will take your plot point.
Thank you. Look at all these dang dice I'm rolling.
Such
Do
good
it.
dice.
Kick the butt.
Okay,
All
good.
right, I see an 8 in here. I see a 6. I see a 6. I have 1 1.
Roll bad.
Can I wait and see what you roll to decide if I want to spend a plot point?
Yeah.
To add a dice.
Nice.
What do you have right now?
Right now I have 20. I have 14. 14, sorry.
I have an 18 right now.
Bitch.
What?
Too bad you don't have someone there who can do something besides a physical attack.
Yeah, I'm making it a 20.
Holds an audition for my band. It's very important.
It's super important.
Okay.
What am I doing?
I made it a
My
20.
voice? Okay.
Okay. So you have beaten him, and your electrified net has caught him. And I think he's going to have. Okay, that happens. Okay, yeah. So he's snared in that net, and who goes next?
We don't want him to go last because that was bad.
Well, he's
So,
kind of ensnared too, so that mitigates it. But sure.
you know, I'll let you go next because I want to see if you can finish this.
Okay. I have to check in my pocket. I'm going to create a 5 times gravity well right underneath the guy who's netted.
Okay. Team
Team.
metal.
Feel free to use any of these.
Thank you. Let's see which one of my values would work here.
Duty to the one who pays your bills.
No, there's something a little more practical because that's exactly what I'm doing. It's like she's sort of my cash cow, so I should do something.
Power or duty sounds
I think
fine.
I'm going to go with
Obligation
power.
was on there.
I think power works with that.
Yeah.
Quid pro quo is the relationship that I
That's
have with
right.
her.
Nice.
So I'm going to tap that as well.
Nice.
And I'm going to using my gravity lens ability, which is that. And I'm going to spend. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold on to that. I might just add a 3rd die at the end. Let's see what happens. Come on, baby.
We've got
And you're doing this to him, right?
Oh
9,
boy.
4.
13.
Yeah.
With
What's
a,
the one to buy?
you can buy an 8d8.
Yeah, D8. I got a 1 on D8.
Oh, I had a 1 and a d8 as well if you want to buy that one too.
Now we're at the end. We're at the end.
Okay.
What do you have?
This bitch.
13.
Okay, he
Yeah.
has a 19.
Yeah, he
I
dang-
can't beat that.
He dang beat you.
Damn.
He dang did. He dang did it.
He did the dang thing.
Okay. So
Flip wizard.
curiously, your gravity doesn't seem to have any effect on him.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So now he's going to go,
Okay.
and
He's like electrified and snared, by the way.
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like if he's wearing all plastic to avoid me, he might be like insulated against cool electrical shit.
Nonsense.
This bitch.
So, in the moment that he's like trying to like pin him with gravity,
Yeah.
right? You see something on his arm light up, and it goes doop 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 doop, and then he's going to detonate.
This is cool. He's
Oh,
a
no.
cool boy. Could you roll less good though, please? And thank you.
That's a 21.
I have a 21.
God damn it.
So are we like rolling to dodge here? Like what's the deal?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do, and all three of you have to do it. Not the same thing, but each of you has to deal with this somehow.
Tight.
You can't really effectively dodge.
Yeah.
I am going to try to basically use my gravity power to affect the three of us out of the building through the windows that have been shattered.
Okay.
This will be fun.
Basically, so I'm going. I can't use my powers on him. Gotcha. Let's use it on
Right.
everybody.
You've already acted, so
Yeah.
no, that's fine. You have a plot point. You can spend a plot point to interrupt
yeah.
interrupt this action.
That's exactly what.
So I'll take your plot point.
So once again, it is team, which sucks. Mental, which is awesome.
Bunch of lone wolves over here.
We're so good at teamwork.
On the good
I'm
side.
going to go with duty on this one because I think that's the value that makes more sense. I'm still going to go ahead and go with my quid pro quo because I am helping her. And helps the Bobbies also applies with my relationship with
Sure.
her. So do I
You
apply
only
both
get
or
one.
just the
You only
highest
get
one?
one,
I'll
whichever
just
one's
get the
higher.
highest one. There we go. That makes sense. And gravity. All right. Oh, and I got another plot point because you bought my one, right? Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't take it because it was towards the end. So I
Yeah.
get no points. Lovely.
Oh no.
No.
That's an 11.
Yeah, it's an 11.
Okay. Well, he has, as I said, he has a 19.
But would he roll to resist something that I'm not trying to affect him on?
No, he has a 19 on the attack. You're rolling to defend.
Okay. Then, I have nothing. I have no more plot points left, so I really
Okay.
can't do anything.
So, I think that what's going to happen is you go and use your gravity powers to like grab the three of you out of the building, out through the broken glass, right? And as you are just starting to move is when the explosion goes off, and that's where we're going to stop.
No!
On the bright side, guys, if you all die, you can come back as my band.
That's fair.
I mean,
on Ango.
That does sound kind of
Dibs on
fun.
Ango.
Here's the thing, I can't die because I just came by and chilled out with you for like 5 minutes.
It's true. Oh, that's true. So you
What the
can die.
fuck day are you having that you casually had a conversation? We're not ending here.
I don't know, man.
I refuse. Don't I get to roll a thing?
I want to be the punk rock taiko drummer in the band.
It's a thing.
It's totally a thing.
Oh my god.
So we're going to stop right there.
No,
So
we're not.
we are.
It's
I will spend the
over.
plot.
We are going to stop right
It's a
there.
thing. Oh, right.
I hate you.
No, she
You're
does
not
not.
allowed.
No, she doesn't. She loves you.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for playing. I hope you guys had fun tonight.
Had a
So
blast.
good.
Sweet.
Good stuff.
Boo! Too soon.
And we will see you again in 2 weeks, and I will hand it over to Kimmy to tell you the rest of what's going on.
Yes. So we have a bunch of stuff happening. Check out happyjacks.org/schedule for all the upcoming games. And yeah, you can please make sure that if you are listening to the podcast, or even if you're not listening to the podcast, even if you're watching us, go to iTunes and leave us a review if you like our shows. You can leave 2 separate reviews. You can leave reviews for the actual play feed, which is where this game will appear, and you can also leave reviews for the Friday Night Podcast and Advice Show. So do the thing, because that helps new people discover us and have fun and stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's all. Thank you guys so much, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
The next time we play.
You are listening to Happy Jack's RPG Podcast. Pursuing the RPG hobby with reckless abandon.